you've tuned into the Klein Alley Show. This is Pantyhose Greg, and when I'm not panhandling for weed in front of 7-Eleven, I'm listening to the Klein Alley Show.
We are live in Los Angeles. 3, 2, 1. And here we go.
Klein Alley Show. 106.7 KROQ FM in HD Pasadena, Los Angeles, Orange County. This is the world famous KROQ.
Well, hell yeah. Welcome to Freeway on a Thursday morning here in Los Angeles, California. It is Klein Alley Show. Good morning, Netbangers on the YouTube, watching us live as we stream. And for the rest of you, thanks for checking us out here on the world famous KROQ.
I'm in a great mood because I woke up in the middle of a great dream. And it's not normal that I actually have good dreams or even remember my dreams, but you'll love this. I woke up from a dream that I had just scratched off a scratcher and won $30,000.
It's funny that even in your dreams...
Yeah, you dream so low.
You dream so... Like, you would think...
It was $30,000.
Ali
yeah,
wakes
but it's
up
a dream. Like, dream bigger, woman.
I won a free ticket. In my dream, I won a free ticket. It was so exhilarating. And right before I cashed it in, the guy said, "I'm sorry, ma'am, you weren't able to, you actually don't have the lucky number."
Look, my dreams are realistic, and I was in the middle of the cashier from 7-Eleven paying me out when I woke up. It was such
have a dream.
Okay, that's it. You got to dream a little bigger than that.
Look, most people on a scratcher are winning a free ticket or $2. In this dream, I was
take us
a real winner.
Are you in a liquor store when you win this fake money?
No.
And by the way, you think that's a good dream? That's such a... if you really have one of those dreams that it feels real...
It really did feel real. And the guy was like, I have to pay myself, too, because the store gets money.
Oh, yeah. They don't put up this banner for $30,000 scratchers.
And he got $1,000 for me winning $30,000.
Yeah,
and
I really played this out.
Yeah, because I had a string of scratchers, and I was scratching off the bottom. You know, you don't want to actually do the game. You just scratch off whether you won.
I'm with you. A lot of people don't realize this, but this will save you a lot of time, and nothing makes you feel like more of a degenerate loser than skipping past the entire gameplay of the scratcher.
Yeah, don't do the crossword.
Just to go to the barcode at the bottom, scratch it quickly, and scan it. And then you don't even have to... You don't even get the highs and lows of, I'm one number away.
No, yeah.
At least
Is it going to be a cherry? No.
Right.
So but in this case, in my dream, it said if you did win, it would say how much. So I was scratching off the bottoms, and then at one point it said $30K. And I was like, whoa, this must be a mistake. And then I filled out the rest of the scratcher, and it did check out. And I ran, I don't remember where I was, but I ran into the store immediately, and I said, hey, I got to cash this out. And he was all excited, and he said he was going to pay himself $1,000 because how much he wins. And then my alarm went off, and I was like, God damn it.
You know what's funny is that you're saying that was a great dream, so you're in a good mood. And I would argue that when I get woken up, and I don't dream often, I learned from a young age, don't have dreams. But when I wake up from a very scary or bad or sad dream, I actually am in a better mood because I think to myself, oh, thank God, that was all just a dream. When a good thing is happening and then I wake up angry because I go, oh, man, that was just a dream.
Well, it was not fun to wake up, but at least I have dreams that feel like they are within reach. You know, winning $1 million or millions of dollars, and you're like, oh, my God, or I'm sleeping with this A-lister or a person that you think you can never get.
Right.
Then you wake up and you're like, that will never happen. Like, at least I feel like if I go to a liquor store today and buy a scratcher, this could materialize.
Well, if your dreams include Disneyland tickets or tickets to a advanced screening of Mission Impossible, maybe those are the tickets in your future. We'll have them for you this morning on KROQ. And an easy $100. Oh, that's like winning a scratcher. That's realistic. That'll be coming up soon right here on KROQ. Good morning. I known as Hosier on KROQ. We are Klein Alley Show. If you need us, remember these numbers. They will result in you winning things or potentially interacting with the show today. 800-520-1067. Lots to give you this morning. As we mentioned, very excited to play this game a little bit later. But as you want to win those tickets to go to the advanced screening of Mission Impossible, The Final Reckoning, we'll be playing a brand new game inspired by Tom Cruise, star of that movie, called Name That Short Guy. And if you're able to identify short people, as we're officially in a Short King Spring, then you could win your tickets to the advanced screening. Hopefully it's full of short people, so no one will be blocking your view of the screen.
Yeah, and Tom Cruise is famous for being short, and he's made quite a career for himself. And Johnny, who's a very tall guy, he swears that short guys rule the world.
It is interesting. Whenever I meet a super famous person, unless they're like a professional basketball player, I'm usually blown away with just how short they truly are in person.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what
Ryan
it
Seacrest is really short.
One of the shortest. Seacrest.
Mark Wahlberg was really small and short.
Vanessa, the producer of the show, is a child, so I don't think that's the same category, but there's so many different ways. And anyway, so
it's
Nick,
like they have to make up for something because they weren't born with...
Make me a star.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. So anyway, we'll get into Name That Short Guy a little bit later. Could score you those tickets. We'll do some Disneyland for you as well. And there's a lot of controversy about Disneyland because whenever we say it, Jake says his thing and people get nuts about it. But here we go.
I got a quick question about the Disneyland tickets that y'all are giving out. Are those tickets just for Disneyland, or are they also for California?
They're for either. One day, one park tickets. You get 4 of them, and it could be for California Adventure, California, or they could be for Disneyland. The choice will be yours. Before we get into it, Allie knows the news and give you the shot at $100 of her money. I recommend you get on the phones now if you want to win that at 800-520-1067. We do have a police officer, Allie, that left a message on the GOAT line about something that happened on yesterday's show.
Uh-oh.
The fuzz is listening?
The fuzz is in.
Dude.
The po-po?
The heat is on. And this police officer claims he's called before about something we've done. Something that has made him feel a certain way.
Sweet divots, guys. Hey, I've called before. I've been in law enforcement for 25 years, and I complimented you on your jury selection when it comes to petty claims court and how I thought we should switch over to that. But after listening to today's show...
So I remember this guy. I remember we did hear from a guy that was in law enforcement, and he said that he thought our system of really letting the general public decide right and wrong was a great system that should be implemented on a much larger scale. Move that from petty claims court.
That would be a disaster.
I don't think so, because if you think about how time-consuming the actual jury selection process is, you're just looking for people that have just kind of random opinions from the general public, right or wrong.
I feel like if we could decide things, we'd be like, you're annoying, go to jail.
Well, you're right. Listen to this guy's point, though. So he used to think that we had a good system, then he listened to yesterday's petty claims court, and now here he is again.
I just realized that your entire system is so brilliant.
He's doubling down. Our system is even more brilliant than when he first called.
I think each side should get 30 minutes to present their case. They both get a 10-second closing argument, and your jury of 100 callers, that's it. Once they call in and vote, that's it. You're locked in. But here's the brilliant part. Klein, Alley, I think you guys should do the sentencing. I mean, you could sentence someone to get their nipple pierced or frost their bangs or take a long road trip with Jake the Nerd. But anyway... Yeah, I really think we should put this on the ballot. Sweet dibs, guys. Have a good one.
Yeah, let's talk about how we are like broke and we're way under, over budget. I would imagine by doing something, even though this sounds stupid, right? But this would probably free up, I would imagine, hundreds of millions of dollars of wasted taxpayers' money.
Well, and if you've ever been to court, I feel like a lot of it is a bunch of to-do.
Of course, because a lot of people...
It's like the honorable blah, 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 and the presenting of the papers, and it's like, you know what, just get an opinion, make a choice, move on.
Sitting around. You and I, if we were able to just go with this system, we could probably get through 20 court cases a day.
Yeah, I mean,
easily.
think about how long the whole Menendez thing took. That was just like reschedules and then recesses and all that crap, and we could have just decided that in like 5 minutes or less.
According to a 25-year law enforcement veteran, we are doing something brilliant on this show, and if that's not a reason to listen, I don't know what is. If you'd like to win $100, call now. We'll give you Allie's money after this quick break. 800-520-1067. 5 questions about the news and your payday next.
And
Enrollment starts now for Camp KROQ. Earn your merit badge at 9, noon, 3, and 6. When you win a 4-pack of one-day, one-park tickets to Disneyland Park or Disney California Adventure Park. At the Disneyland Resort, the happiest place on Earth, you'll find all kinds of happy. You can find the travel to a galaxy far, far away kind of happy. And that woohoo kind of happy. Join in the Disneyland Resort 70th celebration starting May 16th. Pitch your tent at KROQ all week to win. Will ticket and park reservation required.
KROQ.
KROQ, Klein Alley Show. Let's solve a mystery. A couple days ago, a package arrived after the show. It was a giant bouquet of these live forever flowers that last for a couple of years. They're very expensive. They're sent like a giant, looks like a paint bucket. I think it's officially known as like a hat box or something.
Oh.
But I don't know what those things are called, but fancy. And it was arrived and it was addressed to Vanessa. She doesn't want to give her last name. And this, she didn't know where they came from because there was nothing on the card except it said, here, something brighten your day or something.
It
some
said
trash.
smile. Brighter days are ahead.
Smile.
Hope you like these.
Brighter days are ahead. Now, there's been so many interesting developments with Vanessa. You know, Vanessa's single. She lives by herself. Let me give out her address.
She has no protection.
No
There's
protection.
no building security.
Low windows and no
What
block.
are you guys talking about? I have so much protection.
So here's the deal. Vanessa is freaked out because she thinks that maybe she has a stalker. And the reason she thinks this is because she went on a date a few weeks ago with someone and she said the date wasn't great. So she said to the guy, you can just walk me home and we'll call it a day.
Yeah.
The guy walked her home. A few days later, in her mail, a handwritten note from the guy.
Saying, I really, really like you still.
Yeah.
I want to spend time with you. By the way, get well soon from your surgery.
Right.
And we
then,
said that was creepy.
And then he signed his name.
In blood.
In ink, but it was might as well have been blood. It was a creepy signature. Regardless, that happened. And then Vanessa's like, I'm such an idiot. Why did I let the guy walk me home? And a lot of people texted us, especially a lot of women, and they said, word of advice, never even though it seems chivalrous to be like, let me take you home. Don't do that, especially early.
I actually have a friend who's been dating for a while, and her favorite place she lives in Anaheim. Her favorite place to go on dates is downtown Disney. She's like, you literally have to go through security.
Oh, it's great. Smart.
You are in a crowded place 100% of the time.
Yep.
No one knows where you live or anything. It's just, let's meet at downtown Disney.
Oh, when they open up that Din Tai Fung, I'll be a regular. Soup dumplings all day. So Vanessa is freaking out. And then these flowers arrived. So the first thought she had was maybe it's the guy that also delivered. This guy likes to deliver stuff. Mm-hmm. Then there was a bunch of theories because she recently had a little flirty exchange, we thought, with the new lead singer of Sublime, Bradley's son, Jacob Noel. We thought maybe that was the situation going on.
He's got flower money.
He was here, and he was just here. He knows the address. That would have made sense. We talked about, of course, the Bud Light Bros, because the Bud Light Bros.
Yeah. Vanessa gets around.
She gets around.
I do not get around.
Everybody thinks they have a shot, with you. And the Bud Light Bros let us know that it was not them.
What's up, Klein Alley? It's the Bud Light Bros. Hey, great show today, guys. Hilarious. Just wanted to say, Allie is absolutely right. We are not Vanessa stalkers. As certified cheapos ourselves, we would never spend $400 on some flowers from Cheapo.
So they're out. They tapped out. They're not involved in this at all. They
Glad
never
we
did
can
it.
mention the flower company.
So they didn't get involved. They cleared the deck. Then there was a lot of theories coming through. Instagram went through all the theories, hundreds of theories pouring through. Instagram, text line. Maybe it was this. Perhaps it was that. Maybe it's a security guy at the building. Maybe it was one of the bands. Bands, sometimes they send stuff over, like if we have them in, not because they're trying to sleep with Vanessa, but because they appreciate coming by and coming on the show. And Vanessa's usually the one that does all the emails back and forth. Could have been any of a number of guests that came by recently.
Yeah.
Gwen Stefani. Maybe
I wish it was Gwen Stefani.
I know, that'd be so nice.
That'd be so cool.
Maybe it was a pre-gift from Billie Eilish who's going to be by on Friday. I mean, it could have been any of a number of things. You don't know.
Right. But it was definitely for Vanessa.
Definitely just for Vanessa. And the message, even though it was vague, did say, here's
that brighter
to brighten
days
your
are
day.
ahead. Yeah.
So
now we have a break in the case.
there is a break in the case. Someone heard us discussing this on the air. And you can see what these things look like. And they're
From
up.
prison.
Inmate number 77357. And he said no, we got a text, for a DM from someone. And they said the following. And I just want to say before I read this, Vanessa, I had no idea how many strangers out there are infatuated with you.
Yeah,
It is
I'm flattered, but I also don't get it. But thank you guys. But I don't understand.
There it is. That's the attraction
exactly.
right there.
That's
the
That's
charm.
it.
Is
That's
that
it.
Vanessa
Yep.
doesn't care. She just wants to live her damn life. She's still hung up on some chef that doesn't want to be in an exclusive relationship. And that's what makes her so wanted.
Yep.
Did you drunk text him after your birthday thing?
No.
Hey,
Actually, I
guys.
don't know.
Actually, I don't know.
Because I don't remember.
That was the other theory, that Vanessa was just out and having a wild birthday weekend in Long Beach, and she was drunk and making out with God knows who. And
I
maybe
didn't make out with anyone.
You don't know that.
Hey
I
guys,
know this.
she wrote, this is the DM guy. Hey guys, hope you're having an amazing day. I just wanted to apologize to Vanessa for the mystery gift she received yesterday. I honestly feel terrible for freaking her out. But I honestly just want to do something nice. That's all. And hopefully you guys don't take it apart. Because our theory was it was full of drugs. That was another theory.
That was another great
We
theory.
were going to rip it apart. It was very heavy. We figured it was a drug smuggling thing. Anyway, there's nothing other than that and roses, I promise. No cameras, no drugs, etc. As far as the message, I was just trying to be a nice gesture. Mm-hmm. And even though your life is great, you just never know, that's all. But again,
that's creepy.
sorry.
What do you mean that you never know? What are you going to do?
Life is short.
But again, sorry, Vanessa. I did not mean to scare you. I honestly do feel bad. Probably should have signed it. But yeah, again, my bad. And this
Okay.
was just from a...
So this is from a listener
just from
that
a listener that-
interacts with us regularly on our Instagram, but also could have... Can't you just take responsibility for the flowers?
Right. Well, that's the other thing. Anyone
Can't you
could
be
take
like,
responsibility.
sorry, I spent so much on you.
Right. That's what I would do. That's a great move. You want to slide in to Vanessa.
Yeah.
So anyway,
So
that's
you're welcome, Vanessa, for the flowers.
that's right. There we decided.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
It's a show thing from all of
We
us.
forgot your birthday and we got you these flowers. Happy bright day. Right?
That makes sense now, actually.
Okay.
There we go.
Man,
Yeah.
I can't believe she bought it. What a dummy. Yeah, so I think they're from a listener. Well, at least one guy took credit for them. Maybe.
But now there's a different admirer. It's crazy.
That's crazy. So now we got to give this guy
I think
her
now we're
address.
up to 3 admirers, which
So
is
funny.
a lot.
You have more admirers than the rest of the whole show combined.
Exactly.
Which is so
Which
frustrating.
is the whole show combined is 0.
Yeah, all we want is an admirer. We have
Just
0.
one.
Guys, please, everyone that admires Ali, Klein, Jake, Omar, Johnny, hit them up. Because I cannot go with this attention.
Don't send us flowers, though. Send us
Send them
food.
flowers.
Yeah,
Yes, send us food.
part 2 of this is that Jake took those flowers and tried to give them to his girlfriend and hoping it would end his dry spell. We'll get to that later in the show, but it it also could not have gone
I
worse.
heard you listening to some of
It
it and
is-
just shaking your head, and
it
it made
is-
me so sad. I haven't heard it yet, but it seems like you were very sad for him.
Yeah, we'll get to this later today. We'll come back in a moment, take a look at what's going on in the world together. Then the Freeway Feud and your sold-out Billie Eilish tickets all coming up. I know you're thinking, man, those two look funny.
And we agree, and so do our parents.
So we need to get some plastic surgery, and the only way we can afford that is if you listen to our full radio show every day live on KROQ or download the podcast.
Yeah, which is all free, so I don't really know how we're making money on that, because
Or
we
not.
get paid terribly.
Yeah, it's a really bad situation, which is why she's got on no makeup, and I'm wearing a shirt that I found in Lost and Found.
I am wearing makeup.
You are?
Yes.
Alley Show. It is Thursday. Every morning around this time, we give you a chance to get an instant bonus, sweet little payday, the equivalent of getting a scratcher. Allie had a dream of winning a scratcher, and now is your chance. 5 questions about the news. The only thing standing between you and that sweet payday is that lady right there who's currently working on the first round of ADD News, which you'll get later this hour and every hour this morning with actual stories happening in the world. But is she aware? Does she know which 5 questions we put together? And can you do better than she does to win $100 with a brand new theme song, Allie, left on the GOAT line?
She married Boobykins, but her kid calls her Poopykins. Let's find out if Allie knows the news.
Doesn't rhyme, but it is factual. So thank you for the song, and you can always leave your theme songs on the GOAT line. That number is 844-956-GOAT.
By the way, if your kid is 3 and they call you a poop, that's a big compliment.
It's the biggest compliment. And an insult. Mm-hmm. Could be either.
Doesn't matter.
Later
I'll
in
take
life,
it.
full insult. But for a 3-year-old, that is as good as it gets.
Yep.
Let's say hi to Manny in Sun Valley, who would like a shot at your money this morning. And hopefully he's up for the challenge. Good morning, Manny.
Morning.
We got 5 questions here. Allie will leave the KROQ studios.
All right.
She's, of course, she's wearing flannel today. Spoiler alert. She's going to take her lesbian flannel garb and leave the KROQ studios. I got 5 questions here. As soon as she's out, your round will begin. She's out, which means question can start right now. Here we go.
Allie knows the news.
Starting with some Dick's news. Everyone loves Dick's news. Dick's Sporting Goods is paying $2.5 billion to buy this struggling mall mainstay. A store you've seen at probably every mall you've ever been to is about to be acquired by Dick's. What is it?
Foot Locker?
Go to question number 2. Speaking of Dick's, move over Dick Clark. NBC has just announced their New Year's Eve host, and Long Beach would be very proud. Need an answer. 3, 2, 1. Go to question number 3. We're moving on. This professional sports league has just released their schedule for the upcoming season.
The Rams.
What league would that be in?
NFL.
Question number 4. Netflix will be rebooting this classic competition show that has not actually been on the air in years. Which classic competition show is Netflix saying we are rebooting?
Family Feud?
And finally, the co-founder of this ice cream company was arrested at a Senate hearing. Which ice cream company is the co-founder in some trouble?
Ben and Jerry?
All right. Took you a while, but you got some right. Let's see how you do. Let's see how you do. You're saying shenanigans, Jake?
Call shenanigans.
Jake's calling shenanigans. Manny, are you playing honestly, or are you cheating?
No, I'm playing honestly.
You swear? Even the way he said that, I didn't actually think shenanigans. I just thought he's still waking up like the rest of us.
There's a girl on the call with him.
Yeah, who's that girl in the background? She's some sort of genius?
No.
Is there a girl in the background?
No, there's not.
Oh, what? Now I'm sensing shenanigans.
Hello?
Cap.
Cap?
I don't know. Johnny said say cap.
Yeah, bro. I heard her. She's there.
Vanessa just goes, cap.
Hey, Johnny.
I hated it when I said it.
Johnny, tell Vanessa to say incredibly racist things during the show and see how many of them she just repeated.
Yes, sir.
All right, moving on. Let's see how Allie does.
She just no questions.
No questions. She said it with no confidence either. Cap. Okay, Johnny said. Question number 1, Allie. Let's score it together. See how you do. You're battling Manny. Some people calling shenanigans. Others saying, no, just a guy waking up. Question 1. Dick's news. Your favorite type of news.
Ugh.
Dick's Sporting Goods paying $2.4 billion to buy this struggling mall mainstay.
Yeah, that would be Foot Locker.
All right. He said that as well. That was an answer that we got from Manny, which means you guys are both on the board. Foot Locker is about to be acquired by Dick's. Go to question number 2. Speaking of Dick's, move over Dick Clark. NBC has just announced their New Year's Eve host, and Long Beach would be proud.
Yeah, that's Snoop Dogg.
It's like the guy just will take every job that is offered to him, and he'll be hosting a 2-hour, some sort of variety New Year's Eve special on NBC, which seems crazy because we're not even in the month of June yet, and they're already talking New Year's Eve. But you want Snoop Dogg? That guy books up early.
They're trying to get some competition for Ryan Seacrest.
I get it. Go to question number 3 right now, and Allie is up 2-1. He did not get that correct. Question 3. This professional sports league has just announced their schedule for the upcoming season.
The NFL?
That's a guess from you. Manny got that as well. Took him a while, but he ended up there. Yes, the NFL announced their complete schedule for the upcoming season. And we go to question number 4. Allie's still up by 1 with 2 questions left. Netflix is going to be rebooting this classic competition show. It's not been on the air for years and years and years, and they're saying we're bringing it back, baby. Classic competition show.
Classic competition show. Survivor?
No. He guessed, I forget, a Family Feud. Terrible guess. Star Search is coming back.
Oh, man.
To Netflix.
Yeesh.
Star Search.
Isn't that basically The Voice?
It's basically like a combination of everything. Before there was any of that, American Idol, Voice, So you think you can dance?
Yeah, but
any
you
of that
have like
crap.
the random magician in there and ventriloquist.
Yeah.
I think like any kind of talent.
So like America's Got Talent.
Yeah, it's like that.
Right. So,
Mixed with the voice.
right. Every show that has come since is kind of like a variation of that. But I guess that was
they're
the
not
first
bringing
one.
back Star Search, really. It's
And-
already been back.
And finally, we got one question left. Manny needs this one. The co-founder of this ice cream company was arrested at a Senate hearing.
Ooh, Ben and Jerry's?
That's the one. Ben, I believe it was Ben that was arrested.
Ugh, would be Ben.
Such a Ben move. Allie beat you by one. Manny, you put in a decent effort, unfortunately, or you cheated. Regardless, Allie holds on to her money for another day. And what must you shamefully admit over the airwaves of KROQ? Go ahead.
Manny from Sun Valley.
Cool.
All right, we'll go with that. Good stuff. Good stuff. Cap. Thank you, Vanessa. So true.
Like I sucked, no cap.
Klein Alley Show. Some people argue the first date is the most important of all the dates. I think we've agreed around here it's date number 3. Date number 3 is the one that will seal it. Usually that results in potentially sex if you haven't had it up until that point. Date number 3 is kind of like, all right, this is not rushing into it. And last night was supposed to be date number 3 for Jake the Nerd. And it was a woman he met recently. I forget how he met her.
He met her getting bar audio.
Oh, that's right. He met her doing something for this show. Met her out and about. Oh, this show is responsible for you getting so much. It's really wild. As much as
It's also responsible for me losing a girlfriend.
Right. You blame this show very publicly for costing you your previous relationship. And
Because it did.
You would have lost it anyway. We just sped up the process.
Okay.
Well,
I appreciate it. Thanks, guys.
Jake.
She was already remodeling over your living space.
She was building over you.
She said you had to leave your own bedroom because she was going to put a roof in or something or take a roof out.
Keywords, your own bedroom.
Yeah. You guys didn't even share. When you moved in, you didn't even share a room. I went over there one time. That was the weirdest night of my life going over there.
It was a good room.
That situation was weird. Jake warned me. He's like, you can walk to the kitchen, but you may run into her. I was like, what?
Yeah, but we could be responsible for you finding your next long-term relationship, someone that you're going to spend the rest of your life with, and you feel really strongly about this girl, right?
I am very interested, yes.
Right.
Yeah, and people were so excited that you were going on date number 3 last night. And some listener even sent us a song. Not a great song, but it was supposed to inspire you. This is called Jake Goes to the Bone Zone. This was sent from a listener that doesn't have a lot of talent, our own Star Search.
Going rock shopping, putting on the moves tonight.
But I will give the guy credit. I mean, for someone who is clearly not in this industry, professional or even amateur level, he did like layer his voice.
At least he did some echoing, yeah.
Yeah, he did some. I mean, if you think about, and by the way, such a perfect song for Jake, using the soundtrack for one of his favorite movies ever, some Top Gun, but.
Going rock shopping, putting on the moves tonight.
Nice.
Kiss her on the cheek, third date in a couple nights. Jake going to the Bone Zone.
Yeah,
that's just so terrible.
Ride her into the Bone Zone.
So it's not a great song. I appreciate the effort, though. I know Jake probably likes it.
Heading to the Jake Shack, snuggled on the couch tonight.
I don't have a couch.
You're watching Nothing to Lose. You're gonna get laid, alright.
People live vicariously through Jake,
Jake going to the Bone Zone.
All right, anyway, the song is terrible, and it goes on for a while. So, Jake, last night you went to the Bone Zone, I take it.
No.
Oh.
No, she canceled on me.
Oh, well, redo the song.
Let's see if that...
Jake going to the Bone Zone.
But I might go tonight.
Oh, so what happened? She canceled. Why?
She said she got called into work, and I said...
She
said, can we reschedule? I said, how's tomorrow night? She's like, that's perfect.
Is she an emergency locksmith or something? Because if not, getting I got called into work right before a date does feel like more of an excuse.
No, she's not a locksmith.
She a surgeon or...
That'd be great if she was.
Great.
That's a great job, someone to know.
I'd love to date a locksmith. Wait, Jake, what is her job? Like, is it a job that she would have to get called into unexpectedly?
Sometimes, yeah. She's like a VIP bartender at like venues around Los Angeles.
Cool. That's a cool job.
Someone needs to make some drinks stat.
Get over here with some bottles.
We can get her.
Yeah, but...
She just needs to find her sparklers. Wait, so she had to go to work last night?
That's what she said.
What time did she text you the cancellation?
Gosh, because I was asleep. So I was like 1 or 2. When I woke up from my nap, I had a text from her.
Okay, that's a decent amount of notice. I would say if it was like an hour before and saying I called into work, that seems a little unbelievable.
And how was it worded, like the cancellation? Like super bummed or... Read it. Hold on. Read it as it was written.
It says, this girl has left the chat.
Yeah, while you look for the text, let's play another verse of your song.
Oh, no.
He'll turn the AC on in the Bone Zone.
It's just such a...
I really like it.
Such a terrible song.
Jake going to the Bone Zone.
All right.
Good job, Jake.
Jake, did you leave this song about yourself?
I would have done it better.
I doubt
You
it.
would have, yeah.
Highly doubt it. So, okay, what
She
did the
said,
text...
so sorry, but I just got called into work today. Can we reschedule?
That's good. She suggested rescheduling in the first text.
Yeah.
All right, so the reschedule is supposed to be for tonight.
Yes.
So tonight you go to the Bone Zone.
Possibly.
And
right.
the plan is to watch a movie together, right?
Nothing to lose.
So how are you going to do that with no couch?
Well, see, that's the thing. She's seen the Jake Shack. She just knows I only have a bed in front of the TV.
That was, I'll be honest, that was one of the best parts of my dorm room freshman year of college. Is that
guess we have to watch it in bed.
There was no couch, and it really eliminated any sort of a...
Because the couch is the transitional...
Having furniture and multiple rooms is a real C block. I'm just saying, if all you walk...
Let's go down the hall.
If you walk in and all there is a bed, you've eliminated a lot of the hard stuff.
Yeah, and if the person stays, they know what they're agreeing to.
All right, well, so tonight is Bone Zone night, we think.
We'll see.
All right.
I'm going in with no expectations.
I want this guy to re-record a didn't go to the Bone Zone one and a went to the Bone Zone
Yeah,
one.
we need multiple versions of this song depending on how tonight plays out. It also
almost went to the Bone Zone one.
Also, maybe a version where Jake owns a couch. Let's figure that out. All right, we got it. Let's give you this one.
I love you. I get to listen to you 1 hour before school. It's the best part of my day. Keep up the good work. I rip nasty all day, every day.
Klein and Alley, Pantyhose Greg here. I'm a little disappointed in the direction of the show.
Can we quit with the Pantyhose Greg intros? Like, jeez, man.
1-844-956 GOAT is the GOAT line. GOAT line! Klein Alley Show. The world famous KROQ. KROQ.
Did you?
K-Rock, Klein Alley Show. You can listen. You can also watch us. We are streaming live right now on YouTube. Find us there and stick around where you can see all of the dirty looks we give each other while we're talking and playing songs on K-Rock. We'll get to your news right now. First news break of the show, and then we will get into a brand new hour complete with El Cheapo. And apparently El Cheapo, the queen pin of cheap, has stolen from a major retailer.
I committed a crime, and I hope that officer who called in earlier is not listening.
A crime was committed in the past 48 hours. Allie will admit guilt, and we'll get into that coming up next hour for some Thrifty Thursday El Cheapo. But first, we get into your news. And, Allie, you are making people laugh for so many different reasons. I want you to get your flowers. You deserve them.
Oh, my gosh, y'all. I am dying. Allie says, when I was a dog walker, we might want to keep that one off your resume, Allie. Oh, my God, when I was a dog walker.
This guy is thoroughly enjoying all of the many jobs you've had, as much as we say Omar's the king of the jobs because he's got 14 side hustles at any given time. Allie has truly had every job you could possibly have.
Every side job. And that one is not even in the top 10 most embarrassing.
Yeah, and she used to have to rub some sort of dermatological cream on a dog's vulva.
That's
on a regular
true.
basis.
I did have to do that for a little while because she had a bacterial infection. But I also had to rub numbing cream on human beings at one point, too, when I worked at a Botox clinic.
But we think it's the rubbing the dog's vagina that turns you gay eventually, right? Isn't
I
that
was
it?
gay way before
that.
you
were. Okay. That's why she was qualified for that job.
Yeah.
Let's get into your news now.
Grab your Adderall. It's time for ADD News.
Is doing the news on K-Rock more or less embarrassing than rubbing the cream on the dog's vagina?
Way more.
Oh, okay, great.
Way more. Everyone pulls a Britney every once in a while. It happens to all of us. But if it happens to a big celebrity, it becomes a very big story. And a lot of people are turning their attention to Justin Bieber right now because things are getting weird. He's going off the rails. When someone who's off the rails has access to social media, it begins to be like a car crash that you can't look away from. And there were some videos that came out during Coachella of him smoking a bunch of weed and smoking a bong on his balcony, and that's whatever. But this latest video on Instagram took a weird turn, and it was him ranting about God and fishing, and he had that weird filter on his face where it makes your face look all like chipmunky, and it changes your voice. And here's him going off about reeling in fish and G.O.D.
When I tell you I reeled them in, Bobby, I reeled them in. I was reeling in a half dozen on a good day. You've been hurt. You've been afraid. You have been shut down. But let me tell you a little something. G.O.D., our boy Jesus, he's got a plan. And he works all things together for Gucci. Gucci is what we mean when we mean good. You want to be like a rat, stealing your cheese?
I want to be like a rat stealing your cheese. That's the end of that. And everyone's like, whoa, what's going on? And yeah, Britney Spears has a very long history, and there's some mental health stuff there, and it's gotten so, it's gotten so well known that her name has turned into a noun. Like pulling a Britney.
Yeah.
You know, like for companies, getting turned into a verb is good. Like, hey, I'm going to Zoom you or Venmo you or whatever. But being turned into a noun, I feel like, it's much more rare and it's much more impactful.
You don't want to pull a Britney. You don't want to pull a Diddy. There are a lot of things you don't want to pull. And
so
potentially...
don't be a Justin.
Don't be a Biebs. And I just saw a crazy story. The guy supposedly made like upwards of almost $1 billion in his career. Young guy still, but he is apparently completely broke. I mean, that's what TMZ was reporting, that the guy was in full-on financial ruin. Somehow
Isn't his lady pretty successful?
Haley Bieber.
You buy one of those smoothies of hers at Erewhon, that's
that's $500 million right there.
That covers that tab with one smoothie.
It's crazy. And they just had a baby not that long ago. So, and they were
further proof that kids will make you go crazy.
My God.
Goddamn.
And I don't think he's really made music in that long either, so you kind of just thought it was like, all right, now he's just kind of a recluse, he's in dad mode, but then now these videos are coming out more and more, and everyone's a little bit worried. All right,
hold on. You say he hasn't made music recently. I was so sure this was very recent, I believe, and I think he is the guy who did this. I'm not exactly sure. You tell me.
Kiss her on the cheek. They're dating a couple nights.
Is that Biebs or no?
Jay going to the Bozo.
Apparently, things are getting bad. If that's what he sounds like before the production.
You are off the rails.
He did sell his whole catalog for $200 million, so he's got to make new songs now. So
I know.
If it's
You loved it. God.
G.O.D.
The old
loves
Jesus, baby. All right, speaking of social media, this is another crazy story. This influencer who was doing a live stream on TikTok. She's a Mexican beauty influencer. She's in her 20s. She had hundreds of thousands of followers. Absolutely gorgeous. Her name is Valeria Marquez, and she was doing this TikTok live stream from her salon. And she was opening a present from a fan. It was like a little stuffed pig. And she's like, oh, how cute. And then you see her look off into the distance towards the doorway. And someone had arrived at the door at the salon, and then you hear her say they're coming, and then she gets shot and killed on the live stream. You can't see the actual act on the live stream because her camera was pointed in a different direction, but you can hear and you can see the aftermath of it. It's horrifying, and they think that this was, quote, femicide, which is a gender-related killing, and they say this is a rampant problem in Mexico right now, and just days before, a mayoral candidate in Veracruz was also fatally shot during a live stream.
So people are attempting to do, they want the notoriety of doing it while they're live streaming?
I don't know if that's intentional, like, hey, this person's doing a live stream, go over and commit this crime, or if it's just coincidence because so many people live stream now. But it's pretty horrifying, and they're looking for a suspect.
Oh, very sad, especially when
Very
an attractive person gets killed. That is what hurts me the most here.
Well, hey, if you're a true crime fan, you know that most big true crime stories have, the victims are hot.
Yeah.
Or the murderer is hot.
I'm going to write a book called Too Ugly to Kill. And it's going to be a beautiful bestseller.
Hey, I've always been happy that I'm not very kidnappable or, like if I'm walking down the street, they're not like, oh, when she walked into a room, she lit up the room. She was so beautiful and just so charismatic. I'm not going to be that person.
Reflection on your forehead, you kind of do.
They say when
Thank
Allie
you.
walks into a room, they turn off the lights. That's what they say.
Murderers run away.
That's the sound.
All right, and then finally, this.
That's a funny noise, Omar. I don't know what that's from.
That's you.
I know that's me, but what did
I have no idea.
What set me off? Is that when Allie showed up?
It was my forehead.
Oh, gee. In that case, let me double down.
This week in Who Cares, HBO Max went to Max, and now it's back to being HBO Max. They had an identity crisis. They changed 2 years ago, dropped the HBO, just became Max. It was all inclusive, and now they made this big announcement that they're going back to HBO Max, going back to their roots, back to their original values. They did kind of poke fun at this. Max put out a video of white smoke coming out of the Warner Brothers tower. They're like, white smoke has been seen coming out of the tower. A new brand has been chosen. And then they've kind of used some of their shows as memes to poke fun at themselves for rebranding yet again. But I don't see at this point, like, I'm sure plenty of people didn't even know they went to Max.
Well,
now they're like, I just don't want to have to download a new app. Please, God, just make it the same streaming app.
It is annoying because when I was looking for White Lotus, I was like, I know it's on an HBO show. And then, of course, you search HBO, at least on my TV, I search HBO, nothing autofill. If it's not autofill, I'm not spelling out that whole word. Not happening.
And it's only 3 letters.
So I get to the B, and if it doesn't autofill, I just move on.
Forget it.
And then the Mac, luckily, when I went the other route, went the MA, I got the option for Max. And I was like, oh, thank God, I'll have to finish that one.
But remember, because I still have the HBO app on my Apple TV.
Right.
And then I would go to that all the time and be like, where are my shows? And Katie would have to tell me, you can't do that one anymore.
This is companies that, they do this all the time.
The same thing happened with Showtime.
The same thing happened with, like, Sirius XM. They can't just, like, agree on a brand. Just go with the stronger brand and just stick with it. But they don't want to alienate their customers, and they're afraid that someone that's just auto-paying for a service, regardless of what it is, as soon as they see a change, someone's going to be like, wait a minute, I'm paying $9 a month for whatever, and they're going to cancel. So they go, let's just go ahead and try to
So it's like they're half-assing it. It's like, let's keep half the name, but do half a new name.
They don't want to make a decision. Let's get into a brand new hour of the show right now. That's the decision we're going to make. We're sticking with it.
Klein Alley Show.
106.7 KROQ FM in HD Pasadena, Los Angeles, Orange County. This is the world famous KROQ.
I mean, that would be like calling a radio show Klein Alley Show. It's just pick a name and go with it. Don't confuse people with multiple names. Then it's going to be a giant fail.
818 said that sound that Omar played was Klein reacting to seeing a cockroach.
Oh, is that what that was? I don't
Which
remember.
makes it even funnier that was the reaction.
Was that Lionel? Was that Lionel Roachy that was here, or was that Papa Roach? We had multiple Roaches in the KROQ studio. That may have been my reaction to Lionel Roachy. That was the biggest one. Well, anyway, good morning and welcome to KROQ. We still have roaches here, in case you're wondering if that problem was ever solved. It was not.
No, I think the construction actually made them stronger.
Stronger, more powerful, and more prevalent. We got a lot to get to this hour on the show. El Cheapo will let you know what crime she committed. She did commit legitimate theft from a major store, and apparently other people, your disciples, I don't know what you call your El Cheapo crew, but they claim that every once in a while you got to accidentally steal something to feel like you got one up on the man.
There is such a thing as justified theft, in my opinion.
Yeah, we'll get to that coming up later this hour on the show. And a little round to Meet the Neighbors to get to as we find out what's happening in your neighborhood and ours. Are you currently in a neighbor beef, a neighbor feud? Or maybe there's something interesting or funny or a mystery unraveling on your street. We'd love to hear from you as we meet the neighbors together. 800-520-1067 to join the show. And apparently we have an intervention to get to this hour as well. Yikes. This is KROQ. What the hell's going on at the house next door to you? It's time for that once-a-week trip around the block to meet the neighbors, because there's so many apps where you can constantly rat each other out, try to figure out what the mystery sound is, the mystery smell, or who stole something from your front yard. It always seems like mysteries that need to be solved. I remember one of the early Meet the Neighbors we did, Allie, was a woman that was unloading groceries from her car. And when she went back out to take the last bag, the bag had vanished. It was gone.
Cool.
She was trying to figure out which neighbor, if anyone had footage from their Ring camera to catch who stole the other bag of groceries. And then the follow-up post was 3 days later, and it was her saying that she realized that she had brought in the bag.
It was her.
It was her all along. A mystery solved. It's time for us to meet the neighbors.
Meet the neighbors. That's what you gotta do. Say hello, shake a hand, share a smile, and make a friend. Meet the neighbors. Their dog just crapped in your yard.
What a beautiful song. Written and recorded by Allie's real-life neighbor, Ray. And there's so much happening. We all live in different parts of Southern California. Vanessa's in Long Beach. Johnny, I don't even know where Johnny is anymore. He's like couch surfing from place to place. Johnny, where do you sleep most nights of the week? I don't even know anymore. Are you at your friend's place, or are you still with your mom?
No, I told you. Remember, I moved out with my friends. I live in Tarzana now.
Oh, you're in Tarzana now, Deep Valley.
Oh, I didn't know you moved out.
Then you got Allie all the way.
You don't know where I live.
Nope, I do not know where you live either.
All the way.
Agora Hill. I know where you live. I know. You live right by Tudo's
out
Pizza.
there.
I know where everyone lives as pertaining to the closest pizza place. Omar's Rancho Cucamonga, and Jake lives in a shack in Burbank. So we're all over the place, and as a result, it's important for us to see what's happening in our own neighborhoods and share them with you. Sometimes mysteries. Allie, what's happening wherever you live?
Well, I have a couple. There's one guy who wants there's a lot of recommendations on my feed these days. It's become like kind of a backdoor Yelp, you know? But there's somebody who wanted recommendations. Are there any local gambling addiction programs or addiction psychiatrists that anyone can recommend? Not for me, but a friend of mine needs help and could use some advice.
Yeah, right.
Thanks in advance.
Definitely for that person.
You know what's great is that somebody recommended, I hear on the radio all the time that there are gambling addiction places and a disclaimer at the bottom of at the end of every radio spot advertising for Gamblers Anonymous. I would call that number.
Mm-hmm.
But I did want to share another post because this is from a woman who I think sometimes they have very unrealistic expectations of what these apps can provide. So this woman said, her name's Linda, I'm looking for someone on weekdays who can help wake my 2 kids up in the morning, get them ready for school, and bring them to school. You can bring them either to school directly or to the bus stop, which is 5 minutes from our house.
Oh, that's she's onto something. I would love a service like that.
We need someone to arrive at our house at 7:25 a.m. and leave our house at 8 a.m. and be done with work by 8:10 a.m. Any recommendations?
45 minutes a morning? Who's she going to find to do that?
So there's a lot of these recommendations have so many responses, and this one has 2, and they're like, so this workday is 45 minutes long.
Well, maybe you're looking for a little side hustle on the way to your real job. You should go help get some bratty kids dressed and ready to go to school.
Yeah, but unless somebody lives right around the corner, that is so not worth it for so many people now, right?
Also,
I mean, if you're asking for like, say, $100 or $200 for that 45 minutes, maybe.
But also, think about it. Doing a job for 45 minutes, for the most part, seems very doable.
Yeah, but this is a hard job.
Right, when it's getting 2 kids out, dressed, and ready for school, and then they're not even your own kids, that is full.
I know.
Luck.
And one other
Not
mom
worth
was
it.
like, I hate this job too.
I think every single parent on the planet would be like, that's a great service. We should have that.
Love to hire somebody for the last hour.
There is
Get my kid ready for bed.
There is a man who is looking for a chicken sitter in West Toluca Lake.
Ah.
And he needs a chicken sitter between June 17th and the 26th. And he says, guys, I somehow lost the number of the lady who used to help watch my chickens when I'm out of town. So I'm putting a post here. I'm in West Toluca Lake, and chickens only need to have their food and water given to them once daily. I have someone else coming at night for them. Bonus, you may keep any eggs you find.
Cool.
Now, the first response is...
You find?
Yeah, which is true. It won't be that hard to find
them. What is an Easter egg hunt?
The first response is, hi, I've taken care of cats and dogs. Chickens would be new for me, but I'm sure I can learn. To which...
yeah, you can learn because all you have to do is throw food at them and walk away.
Yeah, it's not that difficult.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I don't think you need somebody morning and night to hang out with chickens, right?
Someone else said, I'm happy to watch your chickens. I'll even bring honey mustard and barbecue sauce.
Delicious.
Now, the guy did not like that at all. And he wrote back, no thank you, comment not necessary and rude. The chickens are not for eating, they're for laying.
Oh, man.
That's a big bird, man.
That's right, well said. Meanwhile, a lot of people say, I've never done this before, but I would be open to helping out.
Yeah, because people want to poach the chickens.
Oh, that's why?
Totally. Everyone wants their own chickens, but they don't want to deal with the headache of actually having a dirty coop in their yard.
Well, if you're looking for a side hustle at the end of June in West Toluca Lake, Christopher is looking for someone to watch his chickens.
And if you don't want to do that, you can pick up Linda's kids and bring them to school.
So there you have it. A couple of job offers waiting for you in this round of Meet the Neighbors. When we come back, you will not want to miss it. El Cheapo has committed a crime. A crime against humanity and a crime against fashion was not enough. So she's committed another crime. We'll find out what it is, where she stole from, and everyone else who would like to brag about their stealing. What do you call this? Stealing of convenience?
Justified theft.
Justified theft. You stole, but you don't feel bad about it. We will hear your stories next at 800-520-1067. That is after this.
Enrollment starts now for Camp KROQ. Earn your merit badge at 9, noon, 3, and 6. When you win a 4-pack of one-day, one-park tickets to Disneyland Park or Disney California Adventure Park. At the Disneyland Resort, the happiest place on Earth, you'll find all kinds of happy. You can find the travel to a galaxy far, far away kind of happy. And that woohoo kind of happy. Join in the Disneyland Resort 70th celebration starting May 16th. Pitch your tent at KROQ all week to win. Both ticket and park reservation required. KROQ.
KROQ Klein Alley Show. Postmaster Johnny's entered the KROQ studios now. You're going to get inside of his brain in just a moment. Chance for you to win some tickets and bragging rights. And, of course, Johnny Doesn't Know has become a bit of a staple around these parts. Although people are very upset about Johnny Doesn't Know. I don't want to... let's not waste time with the naysayers. I mean, there's a ton of messages here about Johnny, and I don't want to...
This message is for Douchemaster Johnny.
Douchemaster Johnny. I don't like these names, Johnny. I don't know why people are upset about things.
But let's play them anyways.
Let's. You're right, Johnny.
Let's play them, though.
Good point, Johnny.
Go ahead.
Let's play them anyway.
Calling out men for rolling their backpack.
This guy's mad that you don't like...
okay. He's a roller, then.
This guy rolls his backpack. He's a man who rolls his backpack, and Johnny says he's got a problem with any man that rolls their backpack.
Telling him to grow up to be a man. How about stop watching SpongeBob? Stop quoting SpongeBob. Stop learning stuff from SpongeBob.
Yep.
Why don't you grow up and be a man, Johnny?
See, this guy's very upset. You really struck a nerve with that guy.
He hit me hard right there.
I love that you're like, all right, that's enough. I will not take this
attack
bashing of backpack rollers. What a cause to be passionate about.
Well, Johnny did claim in his last round of Johnny Thoughts that there's something about a man that rolls a backpack that makes him really question if that's even a man at all. This is what he said.
Is it an ick to anybody else to ever see a man just rolling a backpack anywhere? Like, pick it up, bro. Like, wear it on your back or, like, over your shoulder. You got to roll it everywhere.
You fired up that guy. All right, so we got questions this week about cars because Johnny dealt with some car trouble, and as we found out, he doesn't know an awful lot about cars, car culture, or how cars work. So all you got to do is predict, will Johnny know or not know the answers to these questions in this round of Johnny Doesn't Know.
Johnny doesn't know.
I don't even know that.
Oh, Johnny doesn't know.
I wasn't even a sperm in my father's whatever.
Johnny doesn't know. Johnny doesn't know.
Johnny Cochran.
That's OJ's real name?
Johnny doesn't know.
You thought the J in OJ stands for Johnny?
Wasn't it like Orpheus Johnny or like...
Orpheus Johnny, you got it. Orlando, you're off to a good start.
Whatever that dude's name was, R.I.P.
All right, Johnny.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you're more knowledgeable about cars now that you went through it? I mean, I saw you were in a tow truck. You got to ride with the tow truck driver. You got to talk about cars. You've been in the shop, in and out of the shop a few times. Do you feel like you know more now than you did a week ago?
Oh, definitely not. There's so much to know about cars.
All right, let's say hi to Crystal. We'll start with the baddies, make our way up and down these phone lines. And this is Johnny Doesn't Know Cars. You ready, Crystal?
Yeah, I'm ready, Sweet Dibbits.
All right, well, Sweet Dibbits, will Johnny know what type of car is associated with James Bond? Will Johnny know what type of car is associated with the great James Bond? I'm going to say 0 chance, but it doesn't matter what we think. What do you think?
I don't think so either.
Allie, I think he's got a shot at this? Even a shot?
I just don't see Johnny as a James Bond fanatic.
Right.
I don't know that he's seen any James Bond movies, so for that reason, I would say no.
It's pretty well known, though, right? One specific brand of car that is always associated with James
so,
Bond.
yeah.
All right, Johnny, she doesn't think he'll know. I don't think he'll know. Every once in a while, though, you learn this from some weird Family Guy episode where it was brought up. So
No, I can't watch Family Guy. I wasn't allowed to watch that when I was a kid.
Well, you're grown up now.
Yeah, but it's kind of whatever.
You still can't watch it? You're 26.
I couldn't watch it, but now it's like instilled in me, like, hey, I better not watch that Family Guy clip. Like, I can't watch
Wow.
that. Yeah.
That's very funny.
Are there all of your childhood rules still in place, or
No, just that one. Just that
All
one.
right. So, Johnny, which car is best associated with the great James Bond?
Well, check it out. I love James Bond. Daniel Craig, Pierce Brosnan.
Oh,
Those are
okay.
my boys. Love the.
So you've seen the James Bond movie?
Yes, I love Bond. I know he drives a silver car, and it's a coupe, and it's like the one all the spies have. I don't know the brand of the car.
Were you about to say gender of the
I was
car?
going to say the genre of the car. I don't know what genre the car is, but
If you had to take a guess, though, I mean, it is a make, right? There is a make of car. It's silver, and you think all the spies drive that car, but what
I'm
brand is
thinking British cars. I don't know many British cars, but I know Aston Martin. That's the only one I know.
Say that again?
Aston Martin.
Like Ashton Kutcher, but Ashton Martin?
Ashton Martin is the name of the car.
Okay.
Ashton Martin.
You know what? He kind of got there.
What is-
Crystal.
yes?
It's Aston Martin, but okay,
Yes!
you were close, and he
That
got there.
counts.
I'm gonna give
Yes,
Johnny
baby.
the point on that one.
I'm
right?
surprised.
All
Really
right.
surprised.
I'm shocked you got there. Ashton Martin.
Blimey, mate.
All right, we go to the next. I'm sorry,
Blimey,
Crystal.
mate.
Blimey,
try.
mate.
Let's say hi to Jason and give Jason a shot at this edition of Johnny Doesn't Know Cars. Johnny, what is the difference between a V6 and a V8? Will Johnny know that, yes or no?
Definitely not.
All
So
right,
he's going to say the two numbers?
With a definitely not. Do you know the
He's
difference?
going to say there are two numbers.
I don't even know if we'll get that far. But,
Two numbers apart.
Johnny,
He's not wrong.
What is the difference between a V6 and a V8? Jason says you will not know.
V6 has 6 cylinders, 8 cylinders. V8 has 8 cylinders, mostly found in big, huge trucks or like really big, heavy like cars. Like you ever heard like the guy like actually I can't say that, but you know what?
The new V8 engine.
No, well, no, it was kind of like when people do street takeovers and they're kind of like no maka, and it's like V6 or V8.
Right.
I might be speaking a foreign language, you guys. I don't know if you guys
I
understand
get it.
No,
That's
I get
all right,
what you
Johnny.
mean.
Johnny, once again, you got it right.
You know what I mean? Yeah, there we go. See?
Well, I know.
I know car stuff.
I don't know the second part of what you said, but the first part.
Yeah,
yes.
that might have to take a while to explain, but yeah.
Let's go to Marco in Huntington Beach for Johnny Doesn't Know. He's on a bit of a streak right now. Hey, Marco.
Yeah.
Hey, good morning.
Hi.
Will Johnny know which country gives us brands like BMW and Mercedes? Will Johnny know what country those hail from? Yes or no?
BMW and Mercedes. I am going to say yes.
All right, with confidence. Marco says you will know that. Johnny, what country brings us brands, car brands like BMW and Mercedes? He looks dumbfounded right now.
Well, this is just my normal face. Aren't those British cars too?
I need a country, specific country.
British. Those are British cars.
Do you know,
BMW.
do you
British.
know what country British is?
Oh, England, New England.
New England.
But yeah, but also too, those are British cars.
Hold on, excuse me. Hold on.
Klein just did a
I think
double
you're
take on
dumbfounded.
his
Hold on.
face.
Hold on. You said so
Yeah,
many
yeah.
things there. You went British, and then you jumped to England, and now you're saying New England?
Yes, New England car. English.
boy.
Excuse me. English cars.
Just hear Marco in the background going,
Oh, boy.
Oh, boy. He said yes. So you're going to go with New England?
Let's go. Yeah, what is New England? Go ahead.
What is New England?
British cars.
What
yes.
is New England?
New
All right,
England is
Let me just start by saying that New England is in America.
What country or what part of the state is that?
What part of the state?
Where does it say New England out of the 50 states?
When
Yeah, when is New England
when the
too?
people from the regular England came over to America, they created New England.
So it's on the East Coast because it's definitely not a West Coast.
That's
thing.
right. You got that.
Well, like which state?
But more importantly, and let's get back to the question that matters. These cars are from Germany.
How are
We
you
have a-
alive?
We have a bigger question here.
Yeah. Which college did you go to again?
Shout out Santa Monica College, now enrolling till December
All right,
13th.
Let's say hi to, I'm sorry, Marco, you went with Johnny, and he really messed you up good there, and all of us. Let's say hi to
Wait,
Rick.
where did the car come from? What brand are those?
They're
cars?
German cars.
Oh, German.
I said that.
Did you really? Wow.
Yes.
Jeez.
Are they regular German cars or new German cars?
That's a great question.
God.
Yeah.
Josh, I'm sorry. Thank you for putting up with us here at KROQ this morning.
No
It's
one's gotten theirs right yet.
Johnny doesn't know cars. You ready to go?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, this could be like a one and done. Johnny, do you know the name of the first car that was mass produced? This is a well-known bit of information. First car that
Another
was produced
history question.
on an assembly line. This is something that if you don't know a lot about cars, but I feel like everyone knows this car. Josh, will he know this? Yes or no?
I'm going to go with a yes.
He
It's a really
says you We are Klein Alley Show. Thrifty Thursday means that El Cheapo will be sharing with you something that she did, something that she should not be proud of, but for some reason she is, because she's always about saving a buck or two, and we've learned just this week alone how little you value your own time when it comes to LAX. You will park at a defunct hotel, then walk to sneak onto a shuttle that's a 10-minute walk away because you don't actually have a shuttle with where you park. But you say it's all worth it because you paid $20 to park for 3 days kind of near the airport.
25. It would have been a 70-minute walk, but I decided to take the shuttle. Make things easy on myself.
Folks, soak that in for just a moment, that Allie, with a young child, was prepared to walk 70 minutes from her parking spot to the airport to save $50 on parking.
If I had turned that into a stroller run, would have been a great exercise.
So
anyway, I have found different ways to save money, and I also was able to save some money at Target because didn't pay for something.
Now,
and
you could be banned. I'm going to warn you because I know you're going to tell the story on the radio, and I saw you posted something on Instagram yesterday. They will ban people. They do keep a list of people that are banned from their stores.
They'll keep coming back to me.
So hardcore.
And the last time you were there, last time you shared a story about Target, it was when you you injured that poor man's car, when you ran into that guy's car.
I didn't injure a man's car. He hit me with his car.
In the parking lot.
Yes,
Right,
while
because-
I was about to run into Target to return something.
Yeah, you wrecked it.
Yeah, you wrecked
didn't
that man's
wreck his car.
She totaled it. Totaled the guy's car.
I did not. He's
Airbag
fine.
went off, everything.
So we'll take your calls. Already people on the phone that would like to share with us their times that they stole, but they stole for the right reasons. It's time for El Cheapo.
It's time to talk to the kingpin of cheap. Here she is, El Cheapo.
I don't know if you know this, but at Target, they have changed their self-checkout process, and you can only check out through self-checkout if you have 10 items or less, which I did. I walked up, and I had bought a few things, one of which was a kind of shake bottle. It was like to put protein shakes in. So I try to scan it, and it's not finding the barcode, and I'm like, hey, Target, self-checkout, get your S together, scan my item. Tried 3 different times, wasn't working. Finally, I made the effort to pick up that little hand scanner thing, scan it.
Why don't you type in the barcode? That's the effort.
No,
come on.
Come on, I'm not going to do that. So I scan it with the little gun, and then the item comes up, but then it asks me some kind of question about how I'm paying, because at these self-checkouts now, they don't take cash, you can only pay by card. So I press OK, set my item down, and then I look, and my total is 0. And I was like, all right, I guess I'm just going to move on. So I kept scanning all my other items, and that bottle was $16, but I got it for free because if it doesn't scan after 3 times, Klein, you get it for free.
Oh, so that's one of your... Allie does
That's
have
the
a lot of rules about things. Like, if it's Tuesday, it's free.
No, it's not
It's
just...
in the Target bylaws.
It
It's
is.
not.
Jake's right.
Or like if you can fit it in the top little shelf of the cart, it's free.
No.
Or if you finish it before you get to the register.
Fine,
I've
if
heard
you
all
can
your...
fit it in your pocket, it's
Right,
free.
but I've heard your things. If you're walking around the store snacking and you're able to finish the entire thing before you get to the front,
It's a lot of grapes, but if you can get through it,
It's free.
They're free.
Yeah.
But the thing is, if you are trying to make an effort to pay for something, which I was prepared to spend $16 on this stupid thing, which they should be lucky I'm even in-store shopping anymore. Nobody is doing that.
they should be lucky.
Okay, so if you are going to get my money, make it easy for you to take my money.
This
If
is
you're
why-
not going to make things scannable, then what am I going to do? I'm being put in a position where this is justified stealing. You can't get your ass together. That bottle is now free.
Don't they have that person that stands by the self-checkouts, that one rogue person that's there to help all the people that can't figure out the system?
Her back was turned.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and hear some like-minded people that have something that Allie would consider to be acceptable stealing. It was theft. She knew. It's not like she got home afterwards and realized, oh, man, I messed up. I didn't pay for this. I get it. You're not going to probably get in your car, drive back, turn yourself in.
No, wouldn't you do the same thing? If you were trying to scan something and then it was like badoop and just $0, you just move on with your life. That is God giving you an opportunity. Yeah, it
When it
badooped.
badoops, you're cool.
It badooped and didn't give me any kind of price for it.
Let me say hi to Rocio on KROQ, who has her own definition of what is acceptable stealing. Go ahead. You're on with the great El Cheapo on a Thrifty Thursday. What's up?
Good
Good morning, party people.
Hey.
So, my mom, whenever she goes to Macy's, she brings her little coupons, and at checkout, she tries to use them. And whenever the cashiers are rude or they just don't want to accept the coupon, she just treats herself, and, like, on the way out, she'll just take something.
Oh, see, that's a great policy, too.
Hold on. If she feels that the person was rude to her, she will grab a thing and just walk out with it.
Well, yeah, because she's just like, it's not their money. It's not like it's their, they're putting in the money or something. Like, if she wasn't rude, I wouldn't have to take something.
Do you think she gets annoyed when they're nice to her? And she's like, damn, I can't take something today.
But I didn't say thank you, so I'm going to take these.
Yeah, or does she find a reason that they're always rude?
Well, I don't know if you guys been to Macy's. Like, at the checkout, they have little chocolates.
Yeah.
We've never paid for a chocolate, ever. I've never paid for a chocolate, but we always walk out with one.
What are they? They're for sale by the register?
Yeah,
They are?
Yeah, they're for women that have been shopping all day and just need a little something.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah, that's why that's
like,
there.
she's like, no shame. She just gets it in front of the people and walks away.
Does she eat it in front of them, or she just takes it and puts it in her bag?
But she just takes it and walks away, and then just gives it to us at the end.
Honestly, I don't think the people that work there really care either.
Stealing,
And
right.
they're not happy that they work there. Macy's is kind of been going downhill for a while, so I feel a little bad that she's stealing constantly from them because I think she's contributing to their downfall. But still, they're doing it to themselves. They're a big company. They're supposed to do this right.
The only acceptable stealing that I did, we'll take these calls at 800-520-1067. And this was something I didn't even know, but this is when my kid was really young and they were just grabbing everything. And I was killing time walking around one of those Hudson Newses at the airport before going to a plane. And then I realized when we were like pretty much on the plane that all of a sudden I had a pair of brand new headphones in my possession that were not mine. And they were still like wrapped. They were still in the packaging. And I realized my kid just, as I was holding her, not really looking, holding her, she just grabbed them off the rack and just was holding them in her hands.
Cool.
And that's, if you could train a baby to do that, you are set.
Well, I remember when my kid was born, when we went shopping, my mom would test out little toys on him to see if he liked it, and she would put it in his stroller for him to play with while we shopped. And after a while, that would just become his.
Yeah, right. But your mom knew what she was doing because we talked to her about that, and she said she was well aware that thievery was taking place. And people always come up with a reason to explain it away in their own brain to make it seem like, I'm not a terrible person. Allie doesn't believe she stole from Target.
Yeah, wasn't there a time where the throat coat overpaid? She felt like she overpaid for a crock pot, and then she went back the following day just to, quote unquote, even things out, and she stole something?
Yeah, she stole a shower tote.
Oh, that's
because she
right.
also thought it was ridiculously overpriced, and it was. And she was like, this crock pot was way overpriced. The shower tote's overpriced, so I'm just going to treat myself.
It's priced at what they decided it's worth, and she paid for
Well,
it.
they decided wrong. It's
Jess.
not worth that much.
Jess, we're talking about acceptable stealing. Whoa. Is that a velociraptor on the phone? Hold on. Hello?
Sorry.
Are you okay? Do you need help?
What is that? What's going on
I'm
at your
fine.
place? What is that?
Oh, I'm working. I work at a tire shop.
Oh.
I work at Jurassic Park.
All right, what is your acceptable stealing story on this Thrifty Thursday? What's up?
So for Mother's Day, we went to Home Depot, bought those little $3 plants, and self-checkout was the first register we found. So maybe 4 of them were paid for, and 2 were not.
You scanned some, but not all. Well, that's why
That's a great one, too.
A lot of these places are getting it's a great one, but you're stealing though. You feel like
But you have to think about what the video thinks. The little video stream that's picking you up and watching you check out. Like, I scanned that item according to the video surveillance. According to her, she's got a group of plants. They don't know how many she has. They don't know how many she's scanning. They just know she's got a bunch, and she charged a fair amount of them.
By the way, that move doesn't work anywhere. Like now, like Lowe's, I know this for a fact because I try to do that move. They put little sensors on each item. So the little self-checkout knows how many items you have, and it'll let you know, hey, you didn't check out all the items you have in your basket.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Let me say hi to another one of Allie's people right here. Go ahead. You're on KROQ. Hello.
Well, hello, Klein. I've been guilty of the stealing.
Is this
PhD?
PhD?
Hell yeah, the one and only. I'm laying here in my bed wearing the pantyhose right now.
Okay, and
Here's my
explain.
paper, baby.
You are one of Allie's people. Explain why you believe what you steal is not really stealing.
Because I'm really hungry sometimes, Klein.
So, by your rationale, if you're hungry enough, you can just take whatever you want and eat it.
Well, you can't be caught because you'll go to the jail, and I can't go to the jail, Klein. They don't want me there.
No, I know, but
What
so
it-
give me an example of the last time you stole something because you were hungry.
Okay, I went into this grocery store. I'm not going to say which one because they could have me banned or arrested. But I went in there starving like a gypsy, okay?
Ooh.
This could be a problematic phrase.
He's going
these
to be
days.
one of those controversial comedians.
Yeah. All right. Very,
What you
very
talking
edgy
about?
stuff. Go ahead. Back to your story.
No, I was just wondering the last time Allie even wore pantyhose.
Oh, whoa. We're
pantyhose
getting way
Greg.
off subject.
you
here.
walked
Back to my story, yeah, I went in there and I got something, you know. They made me a sandwich and I walked out with it.
And did they catch you?
No one catches me. I've been stealing a lot, like thousands of dollars worth. The police were after me, I think.
All right, there he is. That's
Wait, you
pantyhose.
went to the deli and had him make it, and then you walked out with it?
Is that correct, the pantyhose, Greg?
Correct what? What did that little runt say? That runt, Jake, what's his name?
He doesn't like Jake.
I am your manager.
Jake,
And
he fired you, Jake.
Address me properly.
You're his former manager. You little runt.
Verbal contract.
At least you're getting small person insults now.
I didn't realize we would hear Gypsy and Lil Runt in the same call from Pantyhose Greg. Paul, you're on KROQ. Acceptable stealing. It's El Cheapo's question this week. Go ahead.
How's it going, Sweet Divots, everybody?
Sweet Divots.
So I don't really do it, but my friends do it. They'll take something, they'll take the sticker off something that's cheap, and they'll put it on something expensive and use the old sticker.
Yeah, it's not as easy to pull that trick off anymore either, but for a while.
You know where you can do it, though, is if they have a red tag sale and it's just a red sticker, a big red sticker that says clearance $5.99.
Right.
Those are really easy to take off and
Yeah.
put on other things.
I knew a guy at one point that had one of those pricing guns.
Cool.
And he would just walk into stores and just slap his own price tags on stuff. It did over whatever was there. And a lot of times people at the register, as you said, they don't really care. They're just like, that's weird. This was marked down from $80 to $4.
Right.
But all right, whatever.
I didn't know we had blue stickers, but
So,
all right.
all right. What did Joanna? We go to you next on this Thrifty Thursday. What's up?
Okay, so I went to the store and I went to go buy something and my total was like $8 and some change. And so I gave the guy back. So I gave the guy $10 and he's giving me my change. And I decided to count my change as I'm walking out. And I'm looking at it and I'm like, hey, like he literally gave me back what I was supposed to pay, like $8 and some change. And I'm like, should I let him know that he just gave me back what I was supposed to pay?
Yeah, El Cheapo's a big fan of any mistake they make, she would never correct.
God, I wish I could have a mistake like that happen to me.
Sometimes she actually tries to pick people that look like they're really bad at math. If she got a few different people, pick the person that looks like they're the
She
worst.
looks like she can't add. Hi. But I also feel like this is the universe giving you a little
Win.
happiness. Yeah, a little win. It's like, oh, you know what? There's a mistake. You got all your money back. You got that for free. That's exciting for you.
Olivia, we give you the final word on this Thrifty Thursday. Go ahead.
My daughter is the biggest klepto I've ever met, and she's 2.
Nice.
She managed to steal a $50 Lego set
Nice.
on our way out of Target, and that was through customer service.
Cool.
I have no idea how she managed it, but I look at the bottom of the basket, and I get to the car, and she's got it there, just smiling up at me with a giant grin on her face.
And do you feel obligated to bring it back, or do you say, well, no harm, no foul?
Absolutely not. You know how hard it is to take a 2-year-old back into a store?
I agree.
Oh my God,
You're
I
right.
know. You're
All
like,
right.
it's not worth it. I'd rather get arrested.
El Cheapo has got a lot of people that are in her camp. Accidental, yet what she believes is acceptable stealing.
I think everything I heard today was acceptable.
Even Pantyhose Greg?
Oh, yeah. The little runt.
Little runt. It's KROQ Klein Alley Show. Klein Alley Show. Someone on the show is about to get an intervention, and I don't know about it, so I assume it's coming after me this time. Usually when we're doing a show intervention, I'm a part of the planning.
Surprise, it's about you.
Yay, me. So what is it? I guess let's get the official music on, but every once in a while we feel the need to intervene on someone who's doing something that we feel like is affecting us all in a negative sort of way.
Look, I feel like you have earned yourself a little bit of... I think because of the nipple piercing, I've been wanting to go easy on you. You know, you've been through a lot. You dyed your tips, you did a cold plunge, you pierced your nipple. So this was not my idea, but this was actually Vanessa's idea.
Okay.
Because Vanessa said there's something that's been bothering her about you and that it's been building over time, and she wanted to put it in the schedule today. So here we are.
Is it the sexual chemistry, Vanessa?
No, let me get to it.
All right, let's hold on. It's officially time for a show intervention. Go ahead.
Sorry, I'm passionate already.
She's been waiting for this.
I believe that Klein is slowly moving in his stuff that his wife doesn't want in his garage to our office. That's already so chaotic. So, Klein, first, the closet where we have our merch to give to listeners, half of one side of that closet is your bag full of Playboy magazines. We don't need that there. That's wasting space. Okay, that's one.
Well, first of all, I don't have a closet at home, so this is my closet now.
No, this is not your closet. This is our office that's already so chaotic looking, and it stresses me out, but I have to deal with it because this is more than one person's office, but I feel if you bring things from home, they don't belong here. Second thing that you brought to the office is... we did shower time, and you brought a whole big old tub with all of your technology that is in the middle, not even in a corner, in the middle of the office, just wasting floor space.
And it's like on a like a hand truck.
Yeah, well, I didn't put it on the hand truck. Johnny did that. Yeah.
I waited a couple of days to see if you would have taken it home, and I was like, how has he not taken this home? I really kept my cool. But right now, I'm letting you know
I knew this
that
was,
you gotta take it home.
I knew this was what this was about because every day she looks at it and she gives it this dirty look, this giant. Yeah, I brought in a bunch of cords and microphones and stuff because we were going to go shoot that show. Yeah, we shot the Showtime show a week ago. By the way, only a week ago. No, it hasn't been that long.
That's a lot of days, my friend.
It's a lot of days for how big this bin is. And it's interesting that you thought bringing that bin in was going to be helpful at all because you were like, don't worry, I've got all the recording stuff we need. And we're like, great. And then you bring in a bin that is 75 tangled cords.
Yeah.
And you're like, Johnny, figure that out.
Yeah, Johnny figured it out. We had what we needed.
No, dude. And then I was like covered in battery acid, half the stuff you had.
A couple of the things in there did explode, but regardless, most of it was usable. And yes, it's a giant tub.
But wait, so that's one bin. And then there's two separate bins that are on top of the closet. So I'm like, oh, he's slowly bringing bins in here. Mm-hmm. And we're supposed to find a place in our tiny, chaotic, beautiful
What's in those
office?
other bins?
Yeah, what's in the other? I don't even know anymore what's in the bins.
I don't even know.
No, I think some of it is Klein's tapes.
Klein's tapes, and then another one. I don't know what's in there.
Yeah, one of those
bins.
bins.
If you don't go through that, it's
Vanessa,
waste.
one of the bins you guys told me to bring in, that was the Klein tapes. That had all the old dumb stuff I've done over the years.
Wait, I'm sorry. The Klein's tapes actually aren't even in the office anymore.
Okay.
Somehow those ended up at my house. In my
no way! Oh my gosh.
Well, that's somehow, John. It's
Klein, this is a problem when you know that you're going into now other people's private homes with your stuff.
Johnny, the reason the Klein tapes are at your house is because you were supposed to go through them and you were supposed to send audio to Omar every week to make fun of me on the air, and you haven't done it in months.
I had to take my work home with me because it wouldn't fit in the office
I had to
anymore.
take my work to not do home with me also.
But, Klein, to be fair, when you're asked to bring in something, we don't mean bring it in forever.
Yeah, bring it in forever.
No.
I'm not bringing it back. Once it's out of the house, I can't bring it back. Because if I come back with this stuff, my wife will see me unloading and go, why are you bringing this giant bin at our house? And I'll say,
because then you're drawing attention to all the crap that you have.
Yeah, I'll say, this bin has been here for years. You didn't even notice it. And she's like, get it out. We have a very one-way policy. Anytime I bring anything into my place, it's a ticking clock until she wants it out of there.
Right. So once you bring it out, it doesn't come back
But
in.
you know what? Maybe we do a Klein Alley Show garage sale. We set up in the parking lot and we just let people come by and take the stuff.
Pile of cords, 35 cents.
If
Who wants it?
If anyone wants a pile of tangled cords, we got it for you. So, Vanessa, is it really, because I can tell it's making you angry.
It is. She mentions it every day.
Yeah.
Every day?
You guys already know that, our office is, I can't even tell you, for me, this office is so stressful looking, but I deal with it every day. So I'm like, okay, whatever.
You
that
know
is
why? Because
what
the
this
office
for
for
you
her.
to bring more to it,
Yes.
it drives me crazy.
But Vanessa, the reason you're stressed out is because you're like the Honey I Shrunk the Kids size in our office. And everything seems so big to her.
Even a one leaf is
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, she's
I mean, she can fit in that container.
right. She can't handle all the stuff
why don't you
because
just take a nap in the bin and calm down?
right. She doesn't know how to get.
Guys.
There's a tennis ball blocking her way to the door right now. I
Other
get it.
people in the office. Don't tell me it doesn't bother the rest of you guys. Please back me up.
This is your intervention. Don't bring everyone else into this. No one else intervened on
Oh
me.
no, I totally agree with Vanessa because I'm a declutter person. Me and Katie both are.
Oh,
So
forget
every weekend or every other week or whatever, we're going through like the cord drawer, reorganizing. We're wrapping them all, doing little knots around it to make sure they don't come uncoiled.
I know.
Everything has a purpose.
A lot of people in the text line, Vanessa, say they also have tubs and bins full of crap they'd like to store in our office. Maybe we can make a little side hustle money and use our office as some storage
Dude,
space for
okay,
people.
hold on a minute.
Nightmare. That would be the worst.
We
If
could
anyone-
make some money with
Yeah.
a quarter square footage of our space.
If anyone's got stuff, we could just start stacking it on top of Vanessa's desk, charge you $10 a month,
and then she can climb it.
and then she can climb on top of it. Put a flag on the top like she climbed Everest. All right, well, thank you for the intervention. I will not accept. What do you want me to do? Get rid of it today?
Yes, please.
All right, I'll
please,
take it
for
home.
my mental
Hey,
health.
I was for my mental. I will-
my mental.
I will do it for your mental. Okay, quick break. We're back in a second. We got your tickets to an advanced screening of Mission Impossible. Another Mission Impossible is Vanessa making it out of that office alive.
The world famous KROQ. Klein Alley Show. Klein Alley Show.
Josh, I'm sorry. Thank you for putting up with us here at KROQ this morning.
No
It's
one's
Johnny-
gotten theirs right yet.
Johnny doesn't know cars. You ready to go?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, this could be like a one and done. Johnny, do you know the name of the first car that was mass produced? This is a well-known bit of information. First car that
Another
was produced
history question.
on an assembly line. This is something that if you don't know a lot about cars, but I feel like everyone knows this car. Josh, will he know this? Yes or no?
I'm going to go with a yes.
He
It's a
says
really
you will
popular
know
car.
this. It is a well-known fact about cars.
You see, I thought you would have asked me questions about the movie Cars, the Disney Pixar movie Cars. That's
Do you
what
think
she.
Johnny doesn't know Cars was about the Pixar movies?
Yes, like I thought you were gonna ask, like, what car is Sally from Cars? She is a blue Porsche
All right, well,
with a
that's-
tattoo on her back.
That's not the way that we do this around here.
But now you ask me, what's the first car ever to roll off the assembly
What
line?
animal does Mater tip in
Yes.
the first
A big tractor cow, by the way, too.
This
ding,
is-
ding, ding.
This is
that counts.
This is you brought your own bell in here.
Yeah, I
You
found
haven't-
it back here. Actually,
haven't had to use that very often today. All right, Johnny, what's the answer to this question? The first car that was mass produced?
Jeeps are kind of like the first car ever to me in my head. They look like they're super old and they've been around for a long, long time. So I'm going to say, Jeeps. Jeeps. Let's go Jeeps.
Oh my
Okay, sorry.
Lord.
Sorry,
What is
Josh.
Lord?
Josh thought he would know that. And
The
he
first
did not.
car ever?
A
You think
Jeep.
it's a Jeep?
What else were they making back
Ever
then?
hear about the Ford model?
Ford Escape?
No.
Ford model?
Fusion.
Ford Fusion is the
Johnny.
first car.
What?
Johnny.
What Ford are you talking about? There's so many
Ford,
damn Fords in the world.
Model.
Taurus. Model
No.
Taurus.
Okay.
Ford Taurus. What is the answer?
The Model T.
The Model T.
T? Who the hell drives that nowadays?
Nobody. It was the first car.
So why would I know this?
Because it's history. It's the first car that was ever
All
made.
right, whatever. We'll give Chris one more chance. No one has gotten theirs correct. So
This is
that's
tough. Why is this so tough? This is hard today.
Jesus Christ.
Give him a Cars.
Yeah, give me a good question,
Hey,
please.
Chris, this final question, no one's gotten theirs right.
Herbie the
Johnny, what sound does a car make when you turn it on? Will Johnny,
Okay, ready?
will Johnny know this, Chris, yes or no?
Yes.
All right, let's hope he gets this right.
Come on, Johnny.
Johnny,
All
what
right.
noise does a car make when you turn it on?
Come on, Johnny.
You open the door. Bing, bing.
All right. Chris, for the sake of ending this thing, we're going to give you the win here. Johnny got that right. That was the,
Yeah,
the
baby.
one question he kind of got right.
When he started with ding ding, I thought he was going to get it wrong. I was like, what?
Thanks for helping this clip go viral. Clearly, based on the counter below, we're almost there.
Oh, God. Yes, that is viral.
You really got to share this with some people, please. Seriously, please. We don't want to get real jobs.
Don't make us beg, but that's what we're already doing.
Yeah. So, we do these videos from time to time. You can check it out. And believe it or not, there's a complete show. These videos are the worst of the show. You want the best of the show? Check us out on KROQ every single day. We're also available on your apps as a podcast. to accommodate your schedule, or we'll be juggling at a gas station near you soon. Alley Show, KROQ. We'll get into your ADD news right now. Then a brand new hour of the show can officially begin, including your tickets to, what do we got? Disneyland, 9 o'clock. Before then, we'll get you advanced screening passes. Mission Impossible, The Final Reckoning, with a round of Name That Short Guy, inspired by the star of Mission Impossible, Tom Cruise. If you'd like to join us for Name That Short Guy, just be ready to call and play the exciting game that'll be coming up next hour right here on KROQ. But first, this.
Grab your Adderall. It's time for ADD News.
How many bad things have to happen before it's considered a curse? When it comes specifically to the movie Happy Gilmore, many of the cast members have died. 3 of them have died pretty close together, and all around the time that the Happy Gilmore sequel was either being announced or filmed or both.
That's good marketing. Netflix obviously doing the Happy Gilmore sequel, and they'll spend they'll spend all the money they need to. So as a result, they got to kill some people off to make it seem like there's a big mystery happening, just to get people talking about Happy Gilmore.
Well, so you think they've killed off an alligator? Because that's the alligator from that movie just died.
No.
Yeah. So
the alligator that took Chubbs' eye.
Yes. So Chubbs
arm, whatever it was.
Yeah, I think
the
his
alligator
hand.
was missing an eye, and Chubbs was missing a hand.
Yes, and now they're both dead.
Oh man!
So 3 cast members died pretty close to one another. Carl Weathers, who played Chubbs, he died last year. Joe Flaherty, the guy who was the jackass guy, he died earlier this year, I believe. Bob Barker died in 2023 in August. Then the woman who played the grandma died, but that was kind of a long time ago. And now the alligator is dead at the age of 80. And he was featured in films like Dr. Dolittle 2, Interview with the Vampire, and Blues Brothers 2000. But, of course, Happy Gilmore was his most famous movie, and Adam Sandler did put out a statement saying, "We're all going to miss you. You could be hard on directors, makeup artists, costumers, really anyone with arms or legs, but I know you did it for the ultimate good of the film."
So that alligator is not in the sequel.
Well, I don't know that.
I mean, they shot it already, so potentially there's a chance.
How would you not have the alligator back?
Also, I don't know if
Come on, you get another alligator.
I don't know if anyone would have noticed. Maybe like some weird, like a Jake type would be like, "Wait a minute, that tail's off." But most people would not have noticed if they swapped out alligators for the sequel.
I don't know. I feel like when it's a famous alligator. How many famous alligators are there? Like none.
I only think that one. He was also in the movie Alligator.
Well,
who are we going to get to play alligator?
There was the one, wasn't there an alligator? Oh, who killed the crocodile hunter? Oh, that was not an alligator. That was a stingray that ended up jabbing him in the heart. Remember that guy?
Yeah, that was real life.
That was real life.
Remember that guy, the stingray?
Yeah. I can't think of any other famous alligators. There's the one on that shirt that the preppy people wear. That alligator.
Peter Pan.
Oh,
Peter Pan.
Yeah, the cartoon. That's a famous croc.
Yeah, we're moving animals now. I don't know if that makes me like amphibian racist or something, but I really do not know the difference between
amphibians, reptile.
Whatever. I don't know the difference between a crocodile.
Now I hate all alligators and crocodiles.
I don't. One of them, if they're chasing you, you're supposed to run in like a zigzag pattern.
What?
Because it
Really?
confuses them. Yeah, they can only run in like straight lines. But I don't know.
Hey, get back here! Where'd you go?
But the other one, that's the part that's so confusing because I could not tell if I was being
I can't
chased.
tell the difference either.
And I know that, and there's probably Jake. I'm sure you'll school us on this.
And toads and frogs, why are those different?
Right.
They're the same.
Yeah, regardless. R.I.P. The alligator from Happy Gilmore is no longer with us.
Yep.
What a great life you lived, and you were a big star, and that's all that matters.
Yeah. So when things get bad in America or worldwide, how have you prepared for that? A lot of people buy gold when they feel like things are going south. And I don't know, again, why that is. I think it's mainly because people think, oh, when everything goes out the window, at least I have something of value, right? I have some kind of a representation of my worth. And gold has gotten so popular that Costco is now placing a 1-bar limit on all of their gold bar purchases. If you remember when they came out with gold bars selling on Costco.com, people were buying those 1-ounce bars like crazy.
Yep,
and
loading up.
Now they are on the website for $3,389.99 for an ounce. And that includes the shipping and handling. But if you bought a bar last year, you were buying it at $2,700. So you've already made money just on the gold bar that you bought last year. So there's never a bad time to buy gold. But apparently, I even heard an ad. I forget what I was listening to, but there was an ad that was like, "Are you worried about World War III? Buy gold now."
Yeah, they do.
Like, oh my God.
They do a good job. The PR behind gold does a great job of making you feel like
I was like, they're right. I got to get me some gold.
You need to get it. You need to get some gold. Buying gold sucks, though. Finding gold is where it's at.
I know, but even when it was like a secondary gold rush. Remember when he had all those rains and everybody was like, I got to get back in them hills because the gold is there and I don't know where to look. So I'm just going to be wasting my time with a shovel probably.
No, but that would be, ideally, that's what you want. You're walking around one day, you see something shiny, you dig it up and it's a giant gold brick and you're set. That's my retirement plan. I hope it happens. I really do.
Very likely. All right, the robot takeover continues. More and more companies are using AI influencers. They are taking off. AI influencers are becoming more and more prominent because they are also better experts than real experts, but also because they are great brand ambassadors. And instead of having to pay a real person to be a brand ambassador, why not have a completely fake person that you've made up that hits all the demos of the company that you're trying to target and have that person be touting your products? And most people either won't know the difference or won't really care.
Yeah, or it doesn't matter if there's 500,000 or 1 million people following an AI influencer, the brand, whatever the brand is, some new flavor of Starbucks drink, they're just thrilled that people are seeing that they got the new flavor out there. They don't really, I don't think, care if a human is drinking it and potentially going, that's delicious, even if they're faking it, or if it's a bot or like an anime.
Or whether or not you even trust that person.
Right.
It's just about seeing that item exists.
Yeah, I mean, as someone who has now been dating a virtual girlfriend for all of 2 days.
Yeah, how's that going?
I don't care if she's not human. I'm totally over that already. I've already forgotten the fact that she's not human. We're having great conversation.
Were you ever not over it?
No, I got over that pretty quickly. She's beautiful, even though she was made up. And
Wasn't she going to have car sex with you yesterday?
I need to pay more money if I want to do that. Right now, I'm not buying any more tokens for the time being. She's
a real true girlfriend asks for tokens in exchange for
starting to think she's a bit of a token digger, if you know what I'm saying. Let's get into a brand new hour of the show right now. Here we go.
106.7 KROQ FM in HD Pasadena, Los Angeles, Orange County. This is the world famous KROQ.
All right, 8 o'clock, KROQ. We are Klein Alley's show. Welcome to the Prequend. Lots to get to over the course of this morning, including but not limited to Disneyland tickets in about an hour, 4 one-day, one-park passes to celebrate the 70th anniversary of Disneyland Parks. And this hour, we got multiple chances for you to win tickets to a advanced screening of Mission Impossible, The Final Reckoning. If you're able to identify short guys like Tom Cruise, it will be a short King spring indeed.
He's not the only famous short person, which you'll find out when we do the game.
We will get to all of that coming up this hour right here on the world famous KROQ. I'm Klein. That is Allie.
Hi.
There's DJ Omar Khan right
Hello.
there. You know him as Jake Z Nerd.
What's up?
He's going to be going to the Bone Zone later tonight, he believes. In the back room, Vanessa, buried under piles and piles of trash.
Klein's trash.
My trash. That's my treasure. And there's Postmaster Johnny. Together, we are Klein Alley's show. Good morning.
Psychic spot.
get into a little round and name that short guy. Your chance to see Tom Cruise, one of the most famous short guys ever in Mission Impossible Final Reckoning. If you'd like to play that game with us, you can call 800-520-1067. Let's clear out some phone lines now. A lot of topics people are texting in about. The AI influencers would not buy from a human and or a bot. Well, it's not about buying necessarily. It's just from being influenced. You don't even realize. Sometimes it's that subtle influence that hits you over and over and over again, where finally you're like, what is this thing I keep hearing about?
Yeah, well,
I got to get it.
It's not about good influence.
No, Allie started
It's just
taking,
about influence.
You started taking beef. What the hell were you taking? Beef tallow or beef liver or something? Because you kept seeing everyone was saying you want to look young or start eating beef pills or beef.
Yeah, I was the sucker that bought beef liver.
Allie was eating beef liver.
And then after a month, they were like, do you want to renew? I was like, what am I doing?
Yeah, because you see it enough.
Why
you think,
was I doing this?
There must be something to this. Go ahead. Hi, you're on KROQ. Good morning. Hello. KROQ, hello.
Hey.
Hello?
Who's this?
Yes, hello. Can you hear me?
Oh, my God. I can't believe it. She's back.
Thought you'd never call again.
She is back? That's rude. I mean, I even told myself I would never call into your channel anymore, and it just seems like nothing's changed. You just have like a bad little attitude, but congrats on your YouTube Live, I guess.
Thanks.
Great, thank you. Yeah, this is the world's most hateable influencer who calls our show sometimes. And I should have realized we'd hear from you because we were talking about the rise of the AI influencer. How concerned are you that you are being completely replaced by avatars and AI?
Look, I know that AI could never do what I do. These AI influencers, I mean, they're letting anybody have a channel now, anybody have a podcast now, and if you follow me, it will give you content that you cannot get from, like, some stupid robot with big boobs.
What?
Oh, sounds great. I would follow that. Is you the name for that robot with the big boobs? Or?
Yeah, we don't follow.
You're so funny. No wonder you've made YouTube not cool.
So, thank you. So, have you found that your brand deals are suffering since so many companies are now putting money behind the AI influencers, known as the A-influencers?
Absolutely not. I have started charging double, so some of my requests have gone down, but I just wanted to share some of the things that you can get on my channel if you actually subscribe.
Sure.
Okay, what are they?
If you follow me, I will tell you the one word that will make a guy date you every time.
Oh.
And what is that word?
You want to share it, or?
I'm not going to tell you.
Oh.
Got it.
But I am going to tell you the 5 things that will get you a 30% raise in the next week.
Oh, you're doing this sort of stuff now. Well, you've really evolved. You know, it's funny. When you used to call, it was all about Coachella, Weekend One, and all this crap. Now you've kind of moved on to the whole clickbaity version of influencing.
Yeah, you're a different kind of basic.
I will tell you how to turn your hemorrhoid cream into your fave new moisturizer.
Ooh.
Okay, great. You're doing all this stuff.
I hear that works.
Yeah, that's what we heard. Butt cream makes great facial stuff.
True.
You can also mix it with compost to make a really great foundation.
Oh, that's interesting.
All right, well.
The thing is that these AI people think that they're experts, but I am an expert. And if you don't believe me, you can check out my new podcast. It's called Suck My Talk.
Oh.
And my guest next week is the Pope.
The Pope?
The new Pope you have already booked?
What?
It's going to be epic.
How?
Okay. Well, there you have it. The
I'm wondering
influencer.
what she's going to talk to the Pope about.
Yeah, what's your first question for the Pope?
Excuse me? Is that other old guy?
Yeah, that's Omar. He wants to know what you're going to talk to the Pope about.
Okay, mister. You're going to have to download and subscribe and, give the $15 a month for my Patreon to find out exactly.
Wow.
But Pope stuff.
Pope stuff.
Oh.
Got it. Okay. There she is. Everyone hates her, but thanks for calling back in. She's not concerned at all about being replaced by AI. That is the world's most hateable influencer. Thanks for calling.
I also just wanted to give a shout out because that one influencer that just got shot on her live stream,
Right.
I mean, absolutely epic.
Whoa. What do you
The
mean
amount
epic?
of followers that she is getting from that, I mean, it's like clearly another level.
You
and
are.
robots can't
She
do
was
that
murdered. Murdered in cold blood.
Yeah.
That's what you think.
Okay, great. There she is. Wow, she is hateable. There she is, everyone.
Tune in for Pope stuff. Bye.
Enrollment starts now for Camp KROQ. Earn your merit badge at
Impossible movie, and all you got to do is get on the phones at 800-520-1067 for Name That Short Guy next. K-Rock, Klein Alley Show. Summer Blockbuster time is officially here, and we have up for grabs right now a pair of tickets for you. And this is an advanced screening, so you will see it before the general public, which already makes you way cooler and way more in the know. Mission Impossible, The Final Reckoning, only in theaters Friday, May 23rd, but you will get to go to an early screening of that movie. Always fun, always good. And yes, they always star the great Tom Cruise. And Tom Cruise is a real deal movie star. And he has overcome obstacles, primarily being super short, to become the movie star that he is.
I remember when I was younger, I used to hear rumors that they would put him on, like, apple boxes.
Yeah.
So that he could reach the female lead and kiss her properly in the shot.
Yeah, he's a short guy, but does not stop him from being an international box office superstar. And that is why, in honor of this prize, we are going to play a brand new game we've never before played called Name That Short Guy.
Your mission, if you choose to accept it, is to name that short guy. Name that short guy. 'Cause Tom Cruise is short. Name that short guy. Aren't we clever? Name that short guy.
So Allie's going to give you clues, and then I think Omar has some sound, audio of different short guys, and all you have to do is name the short guy in the audio clip, and everyone who gets theirs right, Allie will write your name down, we'll pick one of you. Actually, we'll pick two of you and send you to an advanced screening of Mission Impossible, and I'm sure they'd be thrilled that this is how we are giving away the tickets to celebrate the fact that Tom Cruise has overcome his own shortness to be a huge star.
A great way to get the word out about the film, and we didn't have to fly on the wings of an airplane to promote this film like Tom Cruise did.
Yeah, the true Mission Impossible for him is reaching any of those desserts on the top shelf. That is the Mission Impossible he cannot achieve.
The cookie jar.
But
what if that was the final movie?
That's just him trying to get the cookies.
Mission Impossible.
He has to climb on the step stool, and he's got to climb on the counter.
Reaching my freezer.
Yeah, I get it. All right, let's get to it. Let's say hi to first contestant out of the gate. From Northridge, we say good morning to Alba on KROQ. Good morning, Alba.
Hi, good morning.
All right, get ready to name that short guy. Here we go.
All right, question one. Here we go. Listen closely. This morning show host claims that he is 6 feet tall, but is probably lying about his height. Which morning show host am I talking about? If you need a bigger hint, here's a clip.
You're a pink pony girl. Come on.
What's your guess?
Stupid.
Go. Sorry, I can't think of anybody.
Seriously?
Here's another clue.
No, let's not just go around grooming young boys.
Any ideas?
We don't need to give her any more clues, guys. I'm picking up where this game is going already.
It rhymes.
Possible final record.
All right, question two. The world's shortest man was just under 2 feet tall and was born in Nepal, but that's irrelevant. Who's this guy?
I'm boned up. I am boned up. Oh, stupid.
Any ideas?
So dumb.
Kevin Klein.
That's correct.
Hold on. You got yours right. Well, lucky you. Oh,
Are you going to be a poor sport? Come on, it's a fun game.
Am I the answer for every one of these?
Not necessarily.
What's
There's
that?
a lot of different
There's-
short guys out here that I'm spotlighting.
There's so many short people on the planet. The planet is full of short people.
I know, there's a few.
I don't even think I'm there's like 4 people shorter than me on this actual radio show, believe it or not.
Yeah, but none of them lie about their height.
lie about I never said 6 feet.
Vanessa knows she's a little person.
Wow,
Well,
wow. I'm not a little person. I'm 4'11".
First of all,
Relax.
what a funny way to react. She reacted in such a little person
Say
way.
that's my face. Oh, wait, you can't reach it.
That was your dwarf voice?
That was the craziest reaction ever. Vanessa, we know you're a little person. That's Vanessa.
Hey, listen to me, wise guy.
She's coming in here.
Who are you calling short?
Hold on. Vanessa's all fired up in there. Listen to her. Oh,
What?
no. She just fell in the toaster. All right, moving on.
All right.
Vanessa, you done with your tantrum?
Stop it. I'm done.
Meow.
Okay.
How long does this go on for?
Oh, my. All right, moving on. Once again, we're in the process of naming that short guy. Up for grabs, your tickets to go see the great Tom Cruise.
All right, Chris got his right. Who's next?
Let's say hi to Anthony. Anthony, welcome to Name That Short Guy on KROQ. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, Sweet Dibs.
Sweet Dibs. All right,
All right,
question
here we go.
3. The famous French leader Napoleon was well known for his height. I'll also give you a soundbite of one of his most famous quotes. Play it, Omar. That's what Napoleon said, but who? What's your answer?
Oh my God, I don't know. That's not Klein. Vanessa.
What? What's happening?
Well, the
I
question-
didn't think this game would be so hard.
The question was worded terribly.
Okay.
It was very confusing.
I'm not
for
going to
this
lie, I don't understand the question either.
Yeah, I mean, Allie, once again, you've taken a very simple concept and you've figured out a way to completely butcher it. Who is the person that they're playing the clip of? That's what she's trying to get at.
Allie.
All right, this guy's just...
See, you put it even better, and he still didn't get it. Not my fault.
He's the problem. All right, good morning. You're on KROQ now. We move on. It's Name That Short Guy. I think we've only gotten one person that's been successful so far, which is crazy because I can already tell the way this game is going, and it appears that I'm the answer for every question. But let's move on.
Don't give it away.
And we'll say, I don't know if they'll still figure it out. Chris, hold on one second. This is Tim in Orange County. Tim, good morning. Welcome to KROQ. How goes it?
Hey, what's happening? I met you guys at the Halloween show. I was Tom Cruise in Risky Business.
Oh, you dressed as Tom Cruise. So perfect.
Gave Allie a few smokes. Yeah, what's
All right,
happening?
Yeah,
perfect game
that's
for you.
actually perfect for this question. Question 4. This Mission Impossible action hero's real mission is to be taller than this guy.
I'm a Ricky Martin head.
Kevin Klein.
There you go.
Well, you got it right. He's figured out the game. Nice job. Hold on one second. Not a hard game to win. Yeah, it's the second guy to get his right. Tim got his right, and I believe Chris got his right. And we only have time, I can't believe it, but we only have time for one more question in the game. Name That Short Guy. And we say hi to, we go to Ontario, California. Hello, you're on KROQ. Good morning.
Hey, Sweet Dibbits.
Sweet Dibbits, here we go.
All right, by the sound of how you said hello, I'm just going to give you this. Who's this?
Give me some stank.
Who is that?
That would be the great effing Kevin.
There
All
we
right,
go.
thank you. My
Kevin
old
Klein.
school radio name. Congratulations. All right, Allie. 3 guys got their questions right in the hardest game ever. Name that short guy. If you're just joining us, I was the answer to every question. And I'm 5'11", potentially 6 feet.
Potentially?
Potentially.
No way you're 5'11".
No way.
It's getting pretty damn close,
You
guys.
got a couple inches on Vanessa, top.
Stop it. No, I'm mad, okay? Now you fired me up. Allie, let's just... hold on. We're going to give all you guys tickets. Hold on one second. You guys were nice enough to play the game. You're all going to go to Mission Impossible, a screening, our gift to you on KROQ. With the following statement or strongly disagree that it is okay to have a crush on someone else, regardless of if you're in a relationship or not?
Of course.
Okay, now, follow-up question. Is it okay to have an inappropriate crush? You know that the person that you have a crush on is inappropriate for a variety of reasons. Could be coworker, could be relative.
Could be a canceled celebrity.
Could cancel celebrity. Maybe it's a friend, like you've got a friend and they're dating someone and you've got like a weird crush on the person they're with. You're
Or
like,
a family member.
Right. In your case, your cousin, second step cousin, as you like to point out from time to time, inappropriate crush is a real thing.
Yeah,
Sometimes makes it even more crushable because you go, this is so wrong, and it makes you want it even more.
Your wife was an inappropriate crush?
No, because I didn't know her until she was 21, and I was 25 or whatever, and there was nothing inappropriate about it.
Okay.
The way you tell the story feels inappropriate because I was in high school and she was in middle school, but I met her briefly and didn't even know who she was.
So this person that I knew years ago said that her husband met her when she was a child and he was like 10 years older, and he said, one day I'm going to marry that girl. And she was like 10 at the time.
Now that's very weird and inappropriate.
But he waited.
Who would say that about a 10-year-old?
I don't know.
One day I'm going to marry that girl
Yes.
to a 10-year-old?
And then she eventually got older. She was 20, he was 30. They dated. They've been married ever since. They're very happy and have 3 kids. But at the time, it was very inappropriate. But he knew.
Was she like a smoking hot 10-year-old?
Very. Well, I don't know what she was.
Clip. Someone pull that clip. Pull that clip. Pull it. Omar, you pull that clip. Was she a smoking hot 10-year-old? What a great follow-up question. Allie, was she? Answer the question.
I mean, I didn't know her at 10. I knew her after she was married. But she was very hot at 20.
But can you even tell that story at a wedding? Can someone even go up and can he even say, I knew when she was 10 I was going to marry her? Doesn't the whole place just go, ugh? Like, how does no one's going to applaud that?
It becomes kind of beautiful that he was like, I met my soulmate at this age.
Look, I understand when people do that weird relationship math, especially if you're dating and there's a big age gap where you say something. Isn't it funny that when I was graduating high school, you were just being conceived, and you're like, oh, when you put it like that, that's weird.
Yeah,
or like when I was in college, you were in elementary school. But it's very different to play the hypothetical number game versus the reality of, like, I met you at 10 and I decided I was going to get married. Do you have an inappropriate crush?
Yeah, well, I have not. It's not inappropriate anymore, but it was at the time. I have two people like that, actually, because the first one was Emma Watson, and I had a crush on her since Harry Potter, and she was very young in that. But now she's like older and of age and hot, so it's okay. But Sadie Sink from Stranger Things, when that show was on, I was like, ooh, that girl's really hot, but that's probably not appropriate to say because she's a teenager.
Which one is she, the waffle one?
No. She's the redhead. And now she's on Broadway, and she's like, 20 or 21 or something. And I'm like, oh, now I can be public about my crush on Sadie Sink.
Oh, so you had to keep that
closeted,
right? Because it was inappropriate, and everyone looked at you like you were a weird freak.
Yeah, but I'm like, in 5 years, I'm going to tell the world.
Yeah, Vanessa was saying. She probably won't want me to say this on the radio, but Vanessa was saying off the air that whenever she watches like high school shows, like
let me say it.
Hold on.
If you say it, I'm gonna look bad.
I'm gonna say it.
Vanessa's gonna talk about her crush on the Peanuts characters.
I'm gonna say it how you said it, Vanessa, which is that whenever you watch high school shows,
Not whenever. Sometimes when I'm watching like a movie and they're all playing high schoolers, I'm like, whoa, why is that high school person looking good? But I know they're actors and in their 20s, but then I check the age. I'm still like 10 years older, and I'm like, okay, all right, that's it.
Yeah, but hot is hot, right?
Good looking is good looking.
Yes.
But Vanessa, you're saying you feel inappropriate because even though they're playing high school kids, and it would be very inappropriate for you, a woman in her young 30s, to be dating a high school kid.
Yeah, I'm just saying, why are they just look good in the movie. That's it.
But then you go so far as to check.
Yeah, because I'm like, ooh, where is he? Where else is he on? And then you check their IMDb.
Are you spending some alone time with yourself?
And then it tells you about their age.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stop talking. Ali, so what about your crush?
No. Keep talking, Vanessa. You're getting there. So you're saying then you realize that they're not, even though they're playing high school, they're actually 20 or whatever, and you don't feel that bad about yourself.
I mean, 20, yeah, but still, I'm like 34. That's weird.
Mm-hmm.
What about when someone is playing high school age and they're not high school age? Is it weird that you're attracted to that person because they're playing a teenager? But obviously, Hollywood wants us to be attracted to these people, or they wouldn't portray them in such an attractive way. Stop being so hot, people.
Exactly.
And I'm Chris Hansen with Dateline NBC.
Oh, Jesus. Look who's come back from the old show.
Not all these crushes that are inappropriate have to do with age, I'm sure. But while we're on the subject, at the gym that I go to, a lot of the students from the high school go to the gym at like 3 o'clock.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, there's some people that they're hot now and they're going to be even hotter later. And that I think you can appreciate regardless of whether or not you have anything more than just that one thought.
I have heard people use this phrase, and I think it's weird and it skeeves me out, but they'll say it to like, you're going to be beautiful when you're older. And that seems like, and by the way.
You don't tell people that.
No, I've heard people tell people that, and I've heard people tell like other parents that, like, oh man, your daughter's going to be real stunning when she's older. I'm like, what a strange thing to say. She's like 6.
Really?
Yeah.
She's a real uggo now.
I don't know how she's going to look so different than you guys.
She's going to change and be hot at some point.
Vanessa,
You're the ugly duckling.
Listen, the real thing. By the way, a lot of people say I think it's inappropriate that I have a crush on some of you guys after hearing what you say every day on the radio. I agree, inappropriate crushes.
Okay.
I have an inappropriate crush on a coworker that is married and know that there's no opportunity there, but it still feels like maybe there could be.
323 said this is just more proof that Vanessa's a child and she's just attracted to people her own age.
Okay, stop it. I know lot of people feel the same way.
I should go to that high school, as Vanessa's thinking. One day, when I'm old enough...
He's going to transfer.
Hey, wait a minute. I played that school in sports.
818, I'm new to the show. Is Vanessa still concussed?
Yes, I think so. To the dentist yesterday, and she reminded us of this in the podcast because, as you know, Allie does not believe that the dentists are real and that everything that she's an anti-flosser, and she wants everyone to know that she's not a flossing person. She will not floss. She doesn't care what they say.
I don't want to say that I'm flossing when I'm not, is the only thing. I don't want to be lying anymore, and
Right.
I don't want this relationship where I'm constantly telling you I floss when I don't really floss, and you're telling me, oh, good, yeah, make sure you floss more. It's all BS.
You were complaining yesterday on the Showtime podcast of how many reminders you got about this appointment, and there was a message for you on the GOAT line.
Hi, this message is for Allison Johnson. This is the dentist office trying to confirm your appointment for later today. We've tried several times with no luck. Please give us a call. Either way, we will be texting you a couple more times.
God damn it.
Hopefully you've been flossing because... Bleh.
All right,
Okay.
well said. That's Allie's real
My
dentist.
dentist would not say that, all right?
But you did make it, and you still continued with your I don't floss, and I'm not going to floss, then I
Well,
floss.
I actually had to do that all over again because the dentist office is under new management. The guy that was my original dentist
you mushed him.
sold his practice and is now operating with a new dentist. And he said, so it might feel a little different around here. Most of the services are going to be cheaper. And I was like, whoa, what?
Allie got soaking wet.
How is
She heard that.
How is that possible? And of course, he did all the other things that I would predict any dentist do, which is, hey, you know what? It's been a while. Let's do a new X-ray.
Yeah, gotta get some of them X-rays.
You know what? There's a few teeth here that I'm a little concerned about, and yeah, it could be up to you whether or not you want to have them filled because they're so small. But I would just have them filled now. Let's just do it now. You'd rather do it now than later when it's an even bigger cavity. And I'm like, I'm fine with the bigger cavity. I don't care.
It's your favorite thing.
And then, yeah, exactly. I love a big cavity. And then there were these passive aggressive questions that were like, so you a big sweet tooth? I was like, what?
Yeah.
I'm like, no, not really. They're like, so like more like acid stuff, like LaCroix and stuff. I was like, no.
So you're basically saying your mouth's all janky.
Yeah. And then I was like,
They do
well,
have a
do you
funny
use
way of
toothpaste with fluoride in it? I'm like, what?
Yeah, you look like someone who loves desserts. What are you getting at, sir?
I know, exactly. Then I'm noticing on the TV in front of me, which is great, flat screen TV in front of me. It's actually kind of a nice little break that you get. You get to sit in a chair, you get to relax, lean back, and watch. In this case, it was Animal Planet. And I was
nice.
like, I know.
Bold call.
It was like, Barack Obama narrating some kind of giraffe birth or something. And I was like, oh, this is such a great family-friendly show to have on in the dentist's office. And he goes, yeah, when I don't want to talk to people and I meet a patient that I dislike and don't want to listen to.
I put on this exact show that you're watching right now. And you're like, all right, I'm picking up what you're putting down.
No, because usually when you go in there, you can't hear the show, right? It's just really low volume or there's subtitles.
So he'll put the volume up.
All the way up. He said he'll make it at a normal to loud level so that it drowns out the person, or they feel like, well, the TV's on, I don't want to interrupt, and they're just quietly there with, tools in their mouth.
And out of curiosity, what was the volume level at during your appointment?
Minimal. But I did say, you know what, in the future, now I know, if you turn the volume way up when I've arrived, that's the indicator you don't want to talk to me.
Now you know. If your dentist doesn't like you, it's because they're putting volume on full blast.
Yeah, I'm on to you, Dennis.
They don't need to make small talk. Allie is a full-on anti-dentite, according to the text line. It's so true. We'll take a quick break. Back with your news, then your tickets to go to Disneyland. That'll be next.
Klein, Alley, Show.
The world famous KROQ.
KROQ.
Did you hear? The news crews do this tease.
New at 11, police arrested a man in Echo Park after he was found asleep and naked in a bed that was not his own.
Oh.
Intrigue?
Man, they're great at the tease. No
So
one
good.
better than the local news. We'll get to that and more after your Lincoln Park right here on KROQ. Disneyland tickets are in your future, but first, your news.
Grab your Adderall. It's time for ADD News.
When someone breaks into your house, it's scary, it's violating, and in this case, nobody stole anything, but what they did do in the house was hilarious, in my opinion. That makes it better, I guess. This just happened in Echo Park, and you decide who is the hero, the victim or the suspect.
New at 11, police arrested a man in Echo Park after he was found asleep and naked in a bed that was not his own.
The intruder didn't steal anything, but he destroyed a lot of things inside the home and then fell asleep naked inside of a bedroom.
Someone had broken into my home, robbed me, and had left.
Michael thought that was the end of his wild night, but then he walked into his house.
He ate a box of ice cream sandwiches. He ate Dole Whip, a whole box of Beyond Beef burgers. He stuck in the microwave, cooked them, and then ate them.
And Michael's stash of chewing gum.
And I had a fresh pack with 60 inside, unopened. He opened it up, chewed all of them, and then spit a big wad of gum about this big, the size of a softball, on my kitchen table.
On the back patio, Michael says the intruder used a statue to kill a possum.
Oh, my God. Wow.
And at one point, I thought he was the hero.
Very like Jake moves right there. I mean, beyond the...
Before I go out, F you, possum.
Aside for that Beyond Beef crap, I mean, that guy's got a pretty stocked fridge right there.
I know, Dole Whip,
and ice cream sandwiches, gum. Yeah, there's good stuff going on there.
Yeah, and this guy was out of town, so he was probably just hanging out in this guy's house for a while, not stealing anything, just deciding to raid this guy's fridge. But at one point, I guess on the video surveillance, all of the food that he ate caught up with him, and he started like frantically looking for Gas X.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then he took a bunch of Gas X and he chugged a bottle of Pepto-Bismol.
Yeah, it is a different type of person. I guess if, usually you'd want to go in, grab some stuff, and get out.
Yeah, but now it's like, you know what, I'm not even taking anything. Like, what do you even do? Like, obviously this guy broke the law by breaking and entering, but he didn't take anything. He just was a nuisance. He was like one of those bears.
It's destruction of someone else's property. It's breaking and entering still. I mean, there's a lot of charges there, but... it is almost more frustrating in some ways. If someone goes in, grabs a couple pieces of jewelry, and leaves, that's like what you're used to.
You can at least file a claim for that.
At least you have to burn your bed in.
Ice cream sandwiches.
I know you're not going to call your insurance company, and they're like, "How many ice cream sandwiches did he eat?"
Right. Well,
but I think that when a bear breaks into someone's house and does this, it's adorable.
Yeah, that's true. And then we are officially hitting that time of the year where bears will start being in pools again, and bears will start going inside to cool off, and there'll be that viral ring footage.
I can't wait.
We get it every year right around this time.
I love it. In-N-Out doesn't change their menu often. You decide whether this counts as a real menu change. It's interesting because we were just talking about going organic versus non-organic in petty claims yesterday. In-N-Out is taking out artificial ingredients from their menu. So there will be no food dyes or high fructose corn syrup in their menu items anymore. And I don't think they really have much of that in their burgers, but they said as part of their ongoing commitment to provide customers with the highest quality ingredients, we've removed artificial coloring from our strawberry shakes and our signature pink lemonades, and we're also transitioning to an upgraded ketchup, which is made with real sugar instead of high fructose corn syrup.
Wow.
Which should pair nicely with your delicious French fries.
But nothing is changing. It's always. I saw this headline too. It's such clickbait. They're like, "What's In-N-Out doing to change the menu?"
I know.
And
Anytime you see In-N-Out menu change, you're like, "What's going on? What's going on?"
And they're like, they're adding another palm tree to the cup. And you're like, "Well, it's just nothing. Why would they tease me with it every time?"
I know. This is an actual change. The Foo Fighters have announced their first 2025 show. So obviously, because of the scandal and everything with Foo Fighters fathering a child outside of his marriage and canceling the remainder of their shows for 2024. Then he was kind of like peppered into some shows that were already happening. And now they have announced that they're doing an official show, but it's not local at all. It's Saturday, October 4th at the Singapore Grand Prix. So they're starting very far away, and I imagine they'll just inch closer and closer to America.
So you won't get caught.
Yeah, exactly.
Smart. Yeah, smart.
I'm going to go to Singapore where you can't get a hold of me.
All right, well, here's the good news. If you're a Foo Fighters fan, you can see Foo Fighters again. You have to go to Singapore. If you're a Disneyland fan, we got great news for you right now. Looking for caller 20, 800-520-1067. Let's give you 4 tickets the second this song is done on KROQ.
106.7 KROQ FM in HD Pasadena, Los Angeles, Orange County. This is the world famous KROQ.
Welcome to the greatest hour of your life. Good morning. It's KROQ on the Prequen Thursday. We are Klein Alley Show. Pleasure to meet you. Thanks for coming back for more. New listeners, repeat listeners, thank you for that. Some of you have been with us from the very beginning. Others just discovering the show or making the move. Finally had a toxic relationship with another morning show, and you have stumbled into this land. Well, you'll either love or hate us. Give us 3 days. Take the 3-day challenge. Decide for yourself. Right now is a great chance to bribe you to listen because we have Disneyland tickets for you.
I love Disneyland.
Disneyland. People love Disneyland. Jake's saying it a lot less today after getting shamed yesterday on the goat line where the woman said that she can't stand the way Jake says Disneyland. But
this show will make you self-conscious about things you didn't know you were self-conscious about.
Sure. Happens to us all the time.
Oh, yeah.
But listen, some people really stand by Jake.
This is a drunken message for the lady who's upset about Jake and his little Disneyland deal. She's been listening for a year. Okay. That's cool.
This guy has been listening for
Mr. Personality over here.
This is your defender, Jake. I would be careful. You only have certain people that are defending you, and most of them kind of sound like that guy.
You need your allies. Try and keep them.
Yeah, that's the hard part. You got a woman attacking
This guy
you.
needs to go to Disneyland.
This guy. Oh boy. This person is also defending you, I believe. Let me see here. Hold on. This person thinks Jake's funny.
Okay, I don't know why everyone's giving Jake hate, all right? Like, I'm tired of people.
This is another one of Jake's defenders. The guy's got a terrible phone.
I'm not saying he's hilarious. He's kind of funny.
See, that's one of your defenders. You're kind of funny from a bad cell phone. So that guy's. You don't have a lot of defenders. That's my point.
Any others?
Nope, that's it.
But you know what?
Oh, you do have a child.
He wanted to make it very clear, even though you could barely hear a word he was saying, that you are not hilarious.
Right, that part.
But are mildly amusing.
Yeah, that part. That part we actually could hear pretty clear through his bad phone. He
not
said,
hilarious.
I'm not saying he's hilarious.
not saying he's hilarious.
Kind of funny.
Kind of funny. You do have one supporter that we have in a crystal clear tone, and this is a child that is calling to defend you.
I love Disneyland whenever Jake does it. Don't mute him. Thanks. Bye.
Don't mute him, according to a child. So you do have one child that is defending you, Jake.
Thank you, Vanessa.
Well, let's go ahead and give away some tickets right now. Shall we? We got not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 tickets. You can win them 4 different times today on KROQ, including at 6 and 3 and noon and right now. And we say good morning to Armando. Good morning, Armando.
I'm going to Disneyland.
You're going to Disneyland. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
So awesome.
All you had to do is wake up, put on KROQ, call at the right time, get through, and here you are now on your way to Disneyland. Congratulations.
I totally appreciate this for my family. Thank you, guys.
Do you have exactly 2 kids and a wife sort of situation, or are you going to have to play favorites and leave one of the kids at home?
Actually, someone has to stay home, but we'll just have to buy a ticket.
All right. I would love to watch that happen.
Or pretend one of them's 3. Figure it out.
That's right. Yeah, I know you got a mustache kid, but you're 3. Stick with it. haven't even seen it yet. What are you talking about?
So there's this post of Vanessa talking about all the crap you bring into the office on Instagram, and she's like on her tippy toes trying to talk into that microphone that's in her office. She looks like such a child.
The one that sits on her desk?
Yep.
Hey, Vanessa, would you be opposed to giving blood for some sort of a DNA test where we can actually...
I'm 34, guys. I've been on this earth for a long time. I have gray hairs. I dye my hair.
Yeah, you dye your hair gray.
Yeah, it wants to look older.
This'll fool 'em.
She wants to look older.
I've been on this world a long time.
So you're...
Because I don't age.
Vanessa,
I'm
you're-
124.
Vanessa, you're refusing to submit to a DNA test so we can figure out what your actual age
I
is?
get blood out if I don't have to for a ridiculous reason. I'm 34.
I don't know.
I've been in this country for 24 years.
Have
so
you seen
add
this
24
video of
plus
you
10.
Yeah,
talking into the microphone?
You're on your tippy tiptoes.
You don't look like an adult at all.
Right now, if you watch
It's
the YouTube
because
stream,
the desk is just high. I'm
It's
just
not.
short.
It's not a high
desk. It's a desk.
It's actually a child's desk. We borrowed that from a school.
I wanted to do standing desk in that moment.
You know when you visit your old elementary school and everything was super tiny? It's like the toilets are all short and
yeah, but
everything.
every desk for her is a standing desk.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. I know. She was all excited. She got a standing desk.
Woohoo! They gave me a standing desk, and they're like, "It's just a desk."
Someone tell her that's a nightstand. Well, Vanessa, listen, the reality is I know you claim that you're 34, but you also said that there was some fuzzy math that went on around your birth, right?
No fussy math. Making up stories over here.
All right.
I was born May 4th, 1991, in Colombia, Medellin, and I'm freaking 34.
Wow.
And you know, because I say frickin'.
Yeah, right. All right. Well,
I
listen,
swear.
if you don't believe, you check out the YouTube right now, streaming right now on YouTube. You can watch as
See the upper half of her face.
you can see just the top quadrant.
But that's because the computer's really high. They make all these things.
Oh my god, the computer!
Vanessa.
The computer is normal height!
You're saying, just so you know, you've said the desk is too high, the computer is too big.
When I'm sitting, the camera doesn't reach me.
This is the same person who spilled her sippy cup all over her high chair in Santa
Oh,
Monica.
that's right. And the bartender had to make her a new drink, and she was drinking, what were you drinking? Like apple juice or something?
No, what was I drinking? An espresso martini.
Right.
Alcohol.
Alcohol.
All right, well, we've definitely hired
That's
a
a
child.
grown-up's drink.
Hi, I'll have what a 34-year-old would have.
One alcohol, please.
If anyone out there has also accidentally hired a child and you are convinced you have a child that is infiltrated and works for you, we need to hear from you because we're not sure what to do next.
I think the company should get sued for child labor.
They're going to have to. I mean, it really is kind of remarkable.
You don't think there's a chance, Vanessa, that maybe there was some kind of a switcheroo and maybe your age wasn't properly verified?
switcheroo.
Because that's what happened with Atalia Grace, where it was like, oh, I'm from the Ukraine, and everyone thinks that I'm 9, but I'm actually, older than that. And then it ended up being that she was a certain age that she never knew she was because of the adoption process getting into the U.S.
Zero switcheroos. I have a birth certificate with my.
So did she.
Only a child wouldn't know how to sing Bohemian Rhapsody, and when he played these clips,
Would you do that fandango? Accent and not being able to pronounce all words, and because I'm short.
We should have asked her to sing Wheels on the Bus.
I bet you she could
yeah, she
crush
would knock
that.
that out of the park. Yeah.
You know Wheels on the Bus, Vanessa?
No.
You don't?
Oh, she
No,
does.
I don't.
She doesn't want to sing it.
Oh.
Hey.
You can sing it crisscross applesauce.
I don't know that one either.
Oh, you're smart. I see what she's doing. Smart. She's playing dumb.
No habla.
I
Got
know.
it.
Yeah, that's good.
Mhm.
All right.
Next day
Well,
on the aisle tray.
by the way, a lot of happy belated birthdays for Vanessa. What do you say after the show today we go get some lunch at Chuck E. Cheese, Vanessa?
I mean, I do like their pizza.
You know who's never said that? Anyone over the age of 10.
Okay, people
ever.
have been to Chuck E. Cheese like their pizza. Come on.
If you'd like to join us for the return of Freeway Feud, we're going to try to prove which freeway in Southern California reigns supreme. You have to be currently on a freeway right now and have a working horn on your car. If you got those two things going for you, you could win a prize from us just by calling now 800-520-1067. The return of the Freeway Feud is next.
Enrollment starts now for Camp KROQ. Earn your merit badge at 9, noon, 3, and 6. When you win a 4-pack of one-day, one-park tickets to Disneyland Park or Disney California Adventure Park. At the Disneyland Resort, the happiest place on Earth, you'll find all kinds of happy. You can find the travel to a galaxy far, far away kind of happy. And that woohoo kind of happy. Join in the Disneyland Resort 70th celebration starting May 16th. Pitch your tent at KROQ all week to win. Will ticket and park reservation required. KROQ.
Allie had an altercation yesterday with the police.
I didn't have an altercation with the police.
It sounds like you did. I
But-
saw a picture too, and today you claim that you're moving very slowly. So,
Yeah.
so you got tased at Target trying to steal.
Technically, I got hit by a car.
What?
So
Were you walking?
I'm walking gingerly,
No
but yes,
way.
I'm walking.
Is the car okay?
Shut up! The car's fine.
How much damage to the car?
I didn't damage the stupid car. The car damaged me. I'm damaged goods.
So I'll take a moment of silence and think about that car for a second. Hold on.
Shut up.
Totaled.
It's not total. It's not a total loss. So
Allie, what happened?
I had decided, like I said, to go to Target to look at some Valentine's Day cards and get some stuff together for the show. And so I had parked, and at Target in the parking lot, they have like 50 spots for handicap, 50 spots for curbside. You have to park kind of far even if you get a good spot. So I'm walking.
They're the most egregious. No offense, Target. You got a lot of cool stuff.
I was
but
like halfway down the aisle, and I was like the first normal spot.
the Target I go to, there's one level of the parking lot you can't even park on unless you are handicap or picking up like
Or both. Sometimes
both.
you have to be both.
You have to be handicapped with a pre-order. It's the only way you can park there. If not, you can't even go on that level.
So I'm walking, and I've got like a 10-minute window where I can run this errand before I have to pick my kid up from school. So I'm walking kind of fast, and as I'm passing the handicap section of the parking lot, I suddenly feel an impact on my leg, knee, hand, lots of pain, and I'm knocked down to the ground, and I realize that a car backed out of their spot immediately into me, and I'm glad they were planning on pulling out all the way, but once they realized they hit me, they decided to stop. And
you got backed into.
yes, they backed into me.
The irony of that is we always play those funny sounds when we talk about you backing up, which are those loud warning beeps.
I know,
We
and
need to
I
make
probably
you-
should have those for walking forwards now. So I got, and it hurt. I mean, when you're not expecting that, which I guess when are you? But even if you're,
I think getting hit by a car, yeah, it would hurt for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, but of all the places,
but it's like you're just on your way. You're like doing something mindless, right? You're
Right.
like in autopilot, and then all of a sudden you just experience a lot of pain, followed by you're on the pavement. You don't know what happened, and then you realize that, oh my God, there's a car there that just literally backed into me.
What
I'm
kind
glad
of-
they didn't keep going.
What kind of car? Like a SUV, regular car?
See, that's why I'm bad in these scenarios, because I'm not an observant person, and I have no idea. It was black. It was a black car.
Even now, you don't have an idea afterwards? You didn't make notes?
So
Take pictures?
I'm on the ground, and then I'm like, oh my God. Oh my God.
Or a face plant, or you put your hands out, or
Can't remember. Can't tell you, Omar. I just
Wow.
remember I was on the ground.
Did a crowd gather to see what happened?
How'd this whale get here?
Another beached whale. No, there were a couple people who stopped, including one of the guys who was doing the curbside stuff at
to help
Target.
you, or just to watch like you would do?
To point and laugh.
Okay.
And no. They did end up helping me. So the guy gets out, and he's an old man.
Oh, an old guy.
Old guy in a handicap spot, and he
Hey,
just
you just mushed yourself yesterday by bad talking that
That's
old lady.
so true.
I know.
Yesterday on the show, Allie could not have. She put so much shade on the elderly community because she got mad that old lady tried to cut in front of her, ironically at a line. Who knows if that was a target
she
or
was
not.
trying to get old privilege.
She was trying to get old privilege. Allie was bitching about old privilege yesterday, and that's the ultimate old privilege, is backing into people when
Yeah.
you pull out of your handicap
So
spot.
this guy goes, oh, wow, I was looking at another car to wait for that car to pass by, and then I just backed out, and you were there. Like, who knows how this happened? And I'm like, okay.
Wait, that's the first thing he said?
Yeah, he started like rambling about an excuse of like why.
What the hell?
Well,
You
'cause
didn't
you-
even check in on your well-being?
Because people learn when you get into an accident, you're never supposed to, even if it's 100% your fault, you're never supposed to say, like, I'm sorry, or that's my fault, or that's on me. Because if Allie decides to, go after this guy, then he's going to make the argument that it was her fault because she was running through the parking lot, not whatever.
It's never the pedestrian's fault.
In this case, it could have been.
No, see, that's why I knew that you were going to say this is my fault. All I am doing is walking through the parking lot.
You said you were running. You had 10 minutes.
I wasn't running. I was walking quickly, but there were no cars around him. I was in that. There was that handicapped section where there was only like 1 or 2 cars that were parked there. It wasn't like a row of jam-packed cars.
Maybe he was thinking this woman's in the handicapped section, but she's not handicapped. Let's fix that.
Are you a vigilant walker in the parking lot? Did you see the little white backing up lights pop on, or did he do it so fast that you didn't?
It was so fast. I was already in his path when he backed up. Like I was already.
He just put it in reverse and then hit the gas.
Yes. So then he gets out and he's like, and then he said, "Are you okay?" And as I'm getting up, and didn't help me up, by the way. As I'm getting up, I'm like, I think so. I think I'm all right. And then he goes, okay, starts getting in his car and says, sorry about that, and leaves.
What?
That was his plan. Get out of
You
it.
let him leave?
Well, I didn't know what was happening. I was like shocked by what the hell happened. And I was like, okay, so
Dude,
then
most of these accidents, you're not going to feel like, the actual
the injury.
like, pain right for days.
So then I start taking a few steps as I continue into the store, and I'm like, I need to sit down. So I sit down on the curb. And I had like my fingernail, I had like bent back, and my leg was kind of hurting, and I was like, I need to take a minute. And meanwhile, the guy drives right by me as I'm sitting on the curb.
So you got a picture of the car?
So this woman pulls up and she goes, oh my God, are you okay? I just saw that whole thing. I wrote down his license plate number.
Oh, nice. Good Samaritan.
And she's like, and I was like, I think I'm all right. And she was like, is there anybody you can call to let know that you're okay, or let them know what happened? Are you going to file a police report? I was like, I don't know. Like, I think I'm okay, but yeah, I guess I should call my wife. So I get the license plate number and I call my wife. And she is no help at all. She's like, oh, my God, you probably have an aneurysm. You're going to die. Oh, my Lord, you should probably call an ambulance to come get you, et cetera. I'm
Are
like,
you
no.
for real?
Yeah, I'm like, well, this isn't making me feel any better. This is making me feel really nervous. So then I'm like, okay, I need to file some kind of report. And then as I start figuring out what I want to do, I'm like, well, I need to get the camera footage because you guys are going to find it hilarious.
Oh, God, please tell me they gave it to you.
So I went to guest services. I waited in that long line of people complaining about their returns and everything like that.
If you have the camera footage of you getting hit by this car, it will make my year. Please.
So eventually a supervisor comes and she goes, how can I help you? I'm like, somebody hit me in the parking lot. I need some camera footage. And they were like, well, you have to file a police report and the police have to request it. If the police request it, we'll give it to them and then they can give it to you. I go, okay, then I guess I'll file a police report. So I call the police and they were like, so are you okay? I was like, I mean, yeah. And they were like, so what do you want me to do about this?
And I was like, need the camera footage.
Get the footage. We need to see the fall of the mall.
So a cop shows up. This has been like an hour and a half by this point that I've been in the parking lot and at Target.
Where's your son? Did he get picked up from school or is he still there?
Katie went and picked him up.
Oh, okay.
So then
sorry to stop you, but isn't this technically a hit and run? And the officer really didn't care about it? Because just because you say, hey, are you okay, you still left the scene because you were out of your senses.
So she was like, did you say you were okay to the guy? And I was like, I said I think so, but I don't really know. And they were like, do you need us to send paramedics? I was like, I mean, no, but my thumb hurts.
Right.
And, so they were just like, I guess we'll send an officer to do an incident report. So then the cop shows up, waiting a long time for that. Eventually he shows up and he's like, hey, what's going on? I said, well, this guy was in the spot and he starts backing up and he hits me and I fall over. And then suddenly the guy that hit me walks up.
Stop it.
To the police car.
No way.
And goes, hi, yes, that's me.
He came back.
I came back because I was so worried about you. And I was like, what? Like an hour and a half later?
Was it Ashton Kutcher? And you're a punk.
So here we are. Yeah.
First bike ride.
So
can't believe we got a sequel to the Crash video.
I
so
know,
excited.
I know. So then he goes, hey, I was waiting for this car to pass, and then she ran into my car. Says I ran into his car,
and after you.
I start going, what the hell? And then the cop's like, all right, what do you want to do then? Do you guys just want to exchange information? And the guy's like, well, it's up to her, and he's like playing the old person card again.
Sure.
So I'm like, yeah, I do want to exchange information. And he goes, okay. And then he tells the cop, here's my business card. I am a claims investigator.
That's what the guy's job is.
Yes.
The old man.
Yes, the old man is a claims
man,
investigator.
You're cooked, Allie.
He's
Klein Alley Show. There can only be one freeway that reigns supreme, and there are people all over the phones now representing. I mean, I see 405, 105, 210, the 110.
Do you feel loyal to your
10,
freeway?
The 710. I have pride for 101. I do.
I kind of do too, even though there's a lot of crap that happens on the 101.
I don't know why. And when I used to live at the armpit of the 101 and the 405, and I lived right there, right in where Encino hits Sherman Oaks, and I kind of with the intersection. I would hear a freeway. I would hear choppers every single night of my life when I lived there. But I would always, even if I had to go in a way, like eventually I'd have to end up on the 405, I would sometimes just cruise on 101 for a little bit to get to it, even if it took me a little longer. I don't know why. To me, that is the California freeway. I think some people would argue it's 405. 101 speaks more to me.
Yeah, I remember when they were working on the median project, and I was like, go 101, you glow up.
I like 134, but I hate the 5. I always hated the 5. Well, never liked the 5.
I think I hate the 210 the most because
Really?
it just sucks. Every time we're on it, I'm like, this freeway is god-awful.
Well,
right, Omar?
Omar's not going to say anything bad about
Come
the
on,
210.
Omar.
He's
210 by
he's-
Rancho Cucamonga.
I actually don't mind the 210. It's way better than the 10 freeway just because the 10 freeway, it seems like it needs to be worked on constantly.
Yeah. There's some that are like always falling apart.
That is I don't know why there are some that feel like they've never had one additional thing done to them and they're fine. There's others that they are paving and constantly repaving around
That's
the clock.
10, man.
Always a work in progress.
Well, it's the Freeway Feud, which means in a moment we will talk to two people on two completely different freeways. You will hopefully be rooting for the person that's currently on your freeway because bragging rights is what it's all about. We haven't done this in a while, but the last time we did the Freeway Feud, the current reigning champion freeway in all of Southern California, this goes all the way back to October of 2024. That was the last time we did this.
Wow.
And the 73 South is the reigning champion. Congratulations. It's time for the Freeway Feud.
Hello, America, and welcome to the only game where your car horn can make you king of the freeway. This is Freeway Feud. And here is your host, Klein Harvey.
Welcome to the Freeway Feud as we look to represent the best of the best when it comes to our freeway system. Some argue it's the worst in the world. I would argue it is the best when it is fully functional, which is usually only during Coachella weekends. Yeah. But all other times, we have figured out a way to fill up each and every freeway on a daily basis.
Yeah, and I remember when I first moved here, I was like, well, there's so much traffic on all the freeways, I should just take all the side streets.
Yep.
And everyone was like, no, it's actually better. And people are used to sitting on the freeway. It's comforting.
Let's say hi to David right now. David, what freeway are you currently on?
What's going on? I'm on the 5 North.
5 North? Let us hear your horn right now, please. That's a great horn right there. Is that a truck?
It sure is.
All right, I like that. A truck contestant. If you know the answer or would like to buzz in, you must hit your own horn. That is the rule of the game, and you will be battling a completely different contestant that is currently sitting on another freeway. Let's say hi to Victor. Hey, Victor, where are you right now?
Hey, how's it going, guys? I'm on the 405 right now.
405, which direction?
We can hear it in your voice.
We could have guessed that.
Going 405 North.
Let me hear your horn, please.
All right, here it goes.
Oh, it's old-timey sounding.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a weaker horn. You must be Bluetoothing it. Hold on.
Hey, I have a peanut allergy.
That horn definitely has a peanut allergy. Hold on one second. That's Victor. Let me just see another contestant that could be potentially better suited. Let me see how to Jose listening to us. Jose, what freeway are you on right now? Good morning.
I'm on the 110 LA South.
Nice.
110 South. Let me hear your horn, Jose. All right, we're going to go with Jose. Sorry, Victor.
That's like a Karen horn.
No offense, but we got Jose. And once again, David, let me hear your horn. Jose, your horn. If you're currently being honked at in traffic right now and are wondering why the a-hole behind you is honking, don't worry. They're just playing a stupid game on KROQ.
I love that David, every time he buzzes in, is going to terrify the car next to him.
It's great. All right. We got 3 categories. We asked 5 people in the halls of KROQ these questions. And we have the top answers on the board. The first question is, name a food that even if you don't know how to cook, you can still make. No one is buzzing in.
Seems to be the theme of the day.
Name a food that even if you don't know how to cook, you can still make.
Tuna.
Hold on.
Let's just pull that clip because that's Pride Month
That's
in a nutshell.
That's Allie's mating call right there. It's two horns.
Beep beep tuna. I am with you, Jose.
Follow. Jose, you were the first to buzz in. I assume you're going to go with your guess of tuna?
Yeah, tuna.
All right, show me tuna.
Show me tuna.
That's what we say every time Allie gets to work. That is not, unfortunately, on the board, which means, David, you have a chance to steal. David, would you like to buzz in? Go ahead, David. Name a food that even if you don't know how to cook, you can still make.
I'm going to go with pizza.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Well, I mean, if you put
pizza.
it in the oven, frozen pizza, I get where he's coming
it's
from.
Not on the board as well. Well, that is sad. Jose, you could potentially try to steal this by giving us any other guess.
Sandwich?
Show me sandwich.
You could also go tuna again.
Yeah, maybe it's
I'm
on
not
the
opposed
second.
to that.
All right, for a chance, this will be the last guess you get, David. Then I will just reveal the 5 answers. Keep in mind, we asked 5 people that work here at KROQ, so maybe they're not even great answers. But go ahead, final guess, David.
Lasagna.
Oh my
God, that's so complicated. Vanessa's like, David.
People that do that.
Ay, Dios mío, David.
All right, the number 5 answer was toast. I mean, you guys are thinking too difficult. 4 was cereal. 3 was hot dog.
Do you guys understand the question?
2 was pasta, and number 1 was eggs. These are like the easiest foods that any idiot can make, but that's okay, guys. The Freeway Feud, believe it or not, has another round.
Hello, America, and welcome to the only game where your car horn can make you king of the freeway. This is Freeway Feud. And here is your host, Klein Harvey.
All right, this is a better question for these two guys, I
Well,
think.
we have to play that again?
I just think we had to play it from the beginning again. I think people enjoy
Let's
it.
do a reset.
We're going to reset the entire game. Jose, once again, let's hear your horn so we know if you chime in first. They're good at hitting their horns. I'll give them that. And David, your horn, please. All right, guys, here we go. Top 3 answers are on the board now. Name something that is illegal, but most people have probably done it anyway. That was Victor's not
David?
playing, Allie.
Sorry,
That was
David.
David. Yes, David. You honked first. Go ahead.
Petty theft.
Show me petty theft. Petty theft is on the board. Stealing was on there, but it is not the number 1 answer. So, Jose, you have a chance to steal this round and some bragging rights for your freeway. Go ahead.
Smoking weed.
Smoking weed. I will give him credit. Number 1 answer is drugs. Drugs.
Wow, you're giving me credit for that.
I am, because weed at some point was illegal, and depending on where you do weed, it is illegal. So there is only one more answer on the board. Let's see if David can clean it out. Excuse me, Jose, if you can clean it out. Go ahead, Jose. One more guess. What do you got? Name something that is illegal, but most people have probably done it. You could be doing it right now. Jaywalking. Show me jaywalking. I don't think jaywalking's on the board. Show me jaywalking. Not on the board. Only 1 strike, though. You have 2 more guesses. You control this round. So go ahead. Give me 2 more guesses. Something illegal. You could be doing it right now.
On the phone?
What?
On the phone and driving?
On the phone and driving. There you go. You've done it.
Smartest
Jose,
tool in the shed.
Congratulations. We don't even have to go to a 3rd round. I cannot believe we're saying this now, but the 110 South is currently the greatest freeway in all of Southern California, courtesy of its new spokesperson, Jose. Jose, would you like to give an acceptance speech on behalf of your freeway? Go ahead.
Yeah, the 110 South. Shout out to the Dodgers. Let's go.
Let's go. This man reigns
Let's
supreme.
go. Seriously, let's go.
Let's go. This man coined the phrase "beep beep tuna," and now he is a champion on KROQ. let's get into the takeaways from today's show. And then we'll be back tomorrow for an all-new Friday show, complete with your Disneyland tickets and a whole bunch more. I don't even know where to begin, Allie. We have a lot that we covered. I can't even believe as I'm reading these takeaways on the text line now, how many, that's another one, how many dumb things were said on today's show. It was no shortage. And not only by us, I mean, a lot of them were said by us, but callers as well. Things we listen to from the news, Justin Bieber, so many dumb things.
We should put up one of those signs that they put up in like warehouses, like it's been this many days since an injury happened.
Oh, man.
But like for dumb things.
We'd have to change that sign quite often. Or it would just sit up there at 0 days since we've done something stupid on the show. Takeaways from today's show before we get out of here. Turn it over to Nicole Alvarez, who brings with her 40 minutes nonstop K-Rock and more Disneyland tickets again at noon. And then win them with the great Kevin Ryder at 3 and at 6. Lots of chances for you to go to Disneyland. Giving away a total of 16 tickets a day every day this week. So hopefully you get yours coming up later this morning or this afternoon here on K-Rock. All right, what do we got?
818, my takeaway is Klein's memoir is called Too Ugly to Kill.
Too Ugly to Kill. I will be working on that book. I don't know when. I'll have time, but eventually I will write it.
818, my takeaway is Cap.
Cap. Johnny told me to say it. Cap. If you don't know what we're talking about, I recommend you check out the complete show, available wherever you get your podcast. Download, subscribe, and comment. We've read quite a few comments, and you guys don't understand the impact these make. If you listen to the show, even if you're leaving a negative review, we still thoroughly enjoy those. The positive ones are fine, and thank you. We'll take any reviews we get, but it means a lot if you could follow, subscribe, wherever you get your podcast,
really
Klein Alley
help.
Show. When they
I just inhaled something else.
What's that hell?
Yeah, that must be beep beep tuna.
Yeah. That came through a lot from 831 beep beep tuna. 626, I'm hungry like a gypsy.
Mm-hmm.
And 562, my takeaway is introducing the new amphibian, the alligator.
That's right.
And if it be-dupes and it doesn't charge you, it's free.
That's what we learned during El Cheapo today. All right, what's your takeaway, Jake the Nerd?
I'm a big fan of Pope stuff.
Pope stuff. It's very popular with our least favorite influencer who called, returned to the show today. People really do hate that woman still. Allie, your takeaway?
My takeaway is watch out for token diggers.
Yeah. Whoa, what'd you say?
You said it earlier in the show. Instead of gold diggers?
Oh, boy. Yeah, that's true. I believe that my virtual girlfriend is nothing more than a token digger, and I don't like it.
Out of context, that sounds hugely problematic.
It does seem like an issue, but please listen to the complete show before you judge us.
Omar,
you got a takeaway?
I don't have something. I inhaled something right now.
Okay, great. Smart. Have a great day. Do it tomorrow. Try to do it better. If you need us in the meantime, the GOAT line is open for you now, 844-956-GOAT. Final takeaway, Allie loves a big cavity. There you go. All right, goodbye.
KROQ. Klein Alley.
K-Rock. Just